Hi there, welcome to Joshi'ing Around Weekly, a podcast in which we will discuss the most important shows, the best matches and the hottest topics in Japanese women's pro wrestling on a weekly basis. I'm Tim.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome to the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of Joshi'ing Around Weekly. We are part of the Social Suplex podcast network, a network dedicated to bring you the best coverage from all over the world, including Keeping It Strong Style, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, One Nation Radio, Tunnel Talk, All Things Elite, INZIE AW Adventure, Wrestling Art with Chris Things, and the AEW Match Guide. We also release the Social Suplex newsletter around once a month that gives you in-depth coverage from promotions all over the world, the best coverage in all of wrestling media. And you can find it on socialsuplex.com. If you have any questions for our pod, you can join the Social Suplex Discord, where you can find Eric and I in our dedicated channel. Alright, today is February 10th. And we have on our agenda, first we got the news section. We're going to talk about the Sareee-ISM Chapter 10 card that was just announced today. We're going to go through some Shupro news, as always. And after that, we are going to talk about the big STARDOM show, obviously. The Osaka show on February 7th. But we're also going to have some words for the New Blood show on February 4th. After that, we're going to enter the INZIE ZONE, where Eric is going to take us.
Oh, were you waiting for me to go?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think I normally only do it when we're about to enter it. Maybe I also do the intro. I don't know.
You also do it in the intro.
Okay,
INZIE Zone, yeah. INZIE Zone. Where we will go through the excellent, marvelous show from February 5th. The SEAdLINNG show from today, February 10th, Sendai Girls, Oz Academy, Evo, Ice Ribbon, and Diana. After that, we're gonna have our previews for next week and our match of the week. Eric, hi. How are you doing?
I'm bouncing. I'm very excited. I'm buzzing. There's so much fucking good wrestling we're about to talk about on this show. I can't even believe. I think this has been the best week. This might have been the best week of wrestling since we've had the podcast in terms of my personal enjoyment and what I like to see out of wrestling. I think I had 3 matches that are probably going to be near the top of my list at the end of the year, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm just excited. Oh, and on top of that, the Sareee-ISM card I'm excited about. Yeah. I'm excited to talk about some news from Shupro. Literally every section today is something I'm very excited about. So this might be the most, I mean, we say it every week, but this might be the most deranged episode. It's going to be the most sicko shit possible. I'm very excited.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, same. Like we've been talking a bunch about like losing your love in pro wrestling or whatever, or losing your passion, whatever, when Tom retired, I don't know, stuff like that. Weeks like this, just, we're back, right? You know, the passion is back when like matches happen that just don't leave your mind for like a minute, for like days after they happen. That's just the greatest. And it's the greatest that pro wrestling can give you, and it's so amazing. And I also can't wait to talk about it later, of course.
Yeah, and if you guys want a preview, because you're looking at the podcast length, and you're like, what could have they possibly enjoyed so much? I'll just give you guys a teaser that there was a match that we're going to talk about that did make me feel similar feelings to Tam Saya 2. So, stick around for that, because it's a biggie.
Yes. I should probably go ahead. Maybe some listeners will already have noticed it. You remember last week when I was just kind of like tired the entire episode?
Yeah, although you're tired every episode.
It was worse last week.
Yeah,
I think it was a precursor My body was like pre-warning me because like I'm seriously going down with a cold right now. I do hope I'm not gonna sneeze into the mic too often or like that my breathing will be too loud or whatever. I hope the audio will not suffer from this. I'm already kind of out of breath talking, so that's gonna be a hurdle. But yeah, we're gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be fine.
I have so much energy. We'll be fine, Tim. I can legitimately probably talk for like 6 hours by myself on what I just watched this week. So, we'll be fine.
Yes, absolutely. How are you doing? I didn't even ask you. Or did I?
Well, I think that's how we got to this conversation. But hey, if you're asking me again,
that's true.
Like, no, I actually.
Aside from the great wrestling, I mean, in your personal life.
In my personal life, well, work is kind of. Yeah, because I finished work like 20 minutes before this recording.
Oh my God.
So that's been pretty bad. And tomorrow, can you believe I have to go into work, tomorrow, when it's a Japanese holiday? Okay? That's like 8 shows on tomorrow. It's going to fucking take me days.
Show too.
Yeah, it's going to take me ages to catch up. So that sucks. Okay. But no, this was the weekend, just to go back to your bit about, recognizing that we love it. So I always knew I loved pro wrestling, right? I wouldn't do all of the things I do if I didn't. But this week in particular, I just kind of had I don't know. I was just like, I don't know if there's another art form that can make me feel this way and has made me feel this way ever in my life. I remember I cried once to Love Actually, just because it was a really cute scene in the airport. If you watch the movie, then you know. But it's just back to back of and it's just the craziest feelings as well, because there's one match which made me very emotional. There's one match which made me fucking jump and scream because it was so disgusting. And then there was another match that just had me engaged because I just didn't know what was going to happen next. So I was nervous, right? Those are like 3 separate, like, emotional states. And in the same week. And I was like, what else can do this? I guess I don't know if you watch a lot of all-timer movies back to back. I don't know. So it's just a really unique medium for me. And I love this shit. That's all.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Should we talk about why we love it?
It's not like just like free all-timer movies. It's free all-timer movies that are released in one week.
Oh yeah.
It just doesn't happen, right?
It doesn't. Exactly. Fuck. And it's just, you wouldn't even expect those matches to happen. So for one of them, which, spoilers, is obviously Kamitani, Starlight Kid, you kind of expected something big. For the other two we're going to talk about, they came out of nowhere for me. Like, I knew I was going to enjoy one of them, but I didn't know it was going to be that sick. And then the other one, I thought it was just going to be like an undercard match. And it would be like a normal standard affair, and it just wasn't. And the fact that they can, like, switch it up on you, and it's so amazing to me, I guess, that people seem to write a lot of styles of wrestling off. And I think that there's just a lot of amazing wrestlers out there that probably cater. Like, if you're a wrestling fan, obviously if you're not a wrestling fan, nothing's going to cater to you though, right? But if you like wrestling, there is definitely a flavor that exists today that you will like. I think I'm confident in saying that.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I said it like, did I say it on this podcast? Maybe I said it on Yamakase, I guess, recently, but, if you still today are moaning about like wrestling sucking and you can't find anything you like, that's a you issue. That's just on you, because there's so much sick stuff out there for every taste. Like, that's just, I don't know.
And everything's accessible, and that's kind of the point of this podcast. To, like, we're going to talk about 2 matches in promotions that people never watch, and they're just amazing all-timer matches for me. So the point of this podcast is to put a highlight on it. And actually, I think I've seen, like, Tim, you posted about one of these matches, and we've gotten people to watch the match that would never have watched the match before. That is, like, amazing. That's like the point. I love that. That's why we do this, right?
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. Okay. Anyway, should we start off?
Yeah, I'm too excited. Let's just talk. I mean,
the news section.
I want to talk about everything.
Fuck the chit-chat. Yeah. I don't even have anything to talk about.
No, let's do it. Let's go.
Yes.
Oh, do you want me to go?
Sorry, I was just taking a sip of water. Yeah, but that's your like section anyway in a way, right?
Okay, all right.
The news section.
Yeah, you can have fun in Stardom.
You just translated the
I did
Sareee-ISM press conference too, and I don't have those translations yet. So,
yeah, because that was
definitely go for
that was very last minute. Yeah, so Sareee-ISM Chapter 10 is happening on the 22nd of March at Yokohama Budokan, which is a building that's bigger than Korakuen Hall. It's Saree's 15th anniversary celebrations. So we've been waiting to see what kind of card she's going to put on. She's obviously been having feuds with Natsupoi, and there was just a whole lot of speculation as to what big match she was going to put on. All of the cards, well, not all of them. I actually don't think it's all of them. But the main card was announced today at a press conference. And let's just get into the card, I think. So, do you want to do initial impressions, or do you just want to go through the whole card one by one first?
I think we should go through it first, and then
okay.
I'm gonna
So
tell you my impressions, or other way around.
Yep. So the opener is Kikyo Furusawa, so that's Stardom's rookie, against Selene Misora, which is SEAdLINNG's rookie. I love this match. I think it's awesome. I'm really, really excited for it. So for those that don't know, Selene Misora is my special little guy, my rookie special little guy, I guess. We are going to talk about her later. Oh boy. If you want to know, our thoughts on Selene Misora or what she's about, stick around for the SEAdLINNG show review, because we're going to go in depth about Selene Misora. Kikyo is a unique, fun rookie. So I think this is going to be a really fun rookie match. And I'm hoping the card isn't too big and that they actually get time, because the smaller the card, like this could get 15 minutes or something, and that's probably something that these two haven't really done. So I'm kind of excited to see how it plays out and if they add more matches to the card and stuff like that.
Yes, I do kind of feel like I don't know if I can say that people are sleeping on Kikyo, but I do think she has undergone like a wild transformation, like just in her technical ability, in her technical wrestling ability, that I don't see brought up that often. And I think she's very competent in ring right now already. So I'm looking forward to this for sure. Yeah, and she's a great choice for Sareee too for a show, I think.
Yeah, and also I think she's a good match with Selene. I think Selene is. So I guess I kind of see her as kind of a hard hitter, or I guess like a VENY type attitude, but I do think she's got some good, mat wrestling. I think I saw a match with her against Yuka Satsuki, on a SEAdLINNG, what did they call it? Seed stage show. And that kind of impressed me. That was 10 minutes of a lot of grappling. So I think she can have a pretty good match with Kikyo. So it's not her preferred style, I guess, but I'm really interested to see what she can do. So I love this open already. So I guess if you're skipping through the card and you don't recognize some of these names, I can get thinking maybe this is a disappointment, but the fact that this is in a big arena, so the show's probably going to go 3 hours plus rather than the Shinjuku Face shows, which are 2 hours or something, right? Because that's what they always do at Shinjuku Face, no matter the promotion. Yes. This can get more time. This is going to feel more important. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Then we have Senka Akatsuki from Marvelous, X and XX, against Fuwa-chan from Stardom, X and XX. So it's a 6-person tag, 6-woman tag, and we don't know who four of the participants are. So, but what we do know is Senka is going to be facing Fuwa-chan. So apparently the story here is that Fuwa-chan was training in the Ito dojo for a bit, and so she kind of wants to repay them. So for those that don't know, the Ito dojo is run by Kaoru Ito, which we'll talk about in a bit. So it's where Sareee, Chi-Chi, Miku Kanai train, and they also train alongside people like Master Taka and Uzushima, who are on all the Ito dojo show cards. There was a bit more, I guess, lore. I mean, we go through all the lore on Joshi'ing around because that's what we see. This is really important. I think Joshi, more than Joshi wrestling in particular, they love building matches around lore. So if you don't follow the lore, some things can definitely get lost. And this is true for 2 of the matches, maybe 3 of the matches. All 3 of the big ones we're going to talk about today are lore heavy. And that's why they resonated so heavy with us. So if you miss that, it kind of makes sense that they don't hit the same, right? That's kind of what this genre of wrestling is about, I feel like.
Yeah, but it's also important to notice that this is not like the... You know, lore has become a derogatory term.
I don't mean a derogatory term.
Yeah. Because, certain promotions do it badly or whatever, or I think wrestling fandom as a whole has like lashed out against like
there's like a pushback
in wrestling, but I think it goes too far to push back into the opposite direction. Lore is something good, like fundamentally it's something important to wrestling. There's no doubt in my mind.
When I say lore, I'm talking about like world building and story building, which are things that, you know, are so obvious in other genres of literature and art, right? TV shows when they have like episodes to build up characters. It's so fundamental to other forms of art. I don't know why it would not be fundamental to this form of art just because it's got some physicality in it. So even though it's scripted, even though it's got physicality, it is a story. So you need story building elements.
Yes. Like the relationship between the two wrestlers in the ring is always an important factor to a wrestling match, usually.
It's the most important factor.
Like that's, that's how a good wrestling match really, can get to you is if there's like something between these people that got them into this fight, you know.
And that's exactly what this press conference that we've translated, that's what it's doing. So when you like look at the card on Twitter, you're like, once you read how they've built it, even in the fucking 1 hour press conference that they've had, I've said this before, okay? The best example last year is Makoto versus VENY, the 17th of June, okay? VENY just, I don't know if she just defended or whatever, but Makoto comes out, cuts one fucking promo, tying their whole relationship together because they've been tag team for years and years, and it made me want to see the match instantly. One fucking promo, okay? You don't need a lot to build up a match, and that's what these press conferences do. So, anyway, let's go through for the translations to build out these matches more. So, Fuwa-chan read out a statement on the press conference. So, first of all, she was terrified that her training to become a professional wrestler was going to be leaked, and that's why she went overseas to train at a dojo that no one knew who she was. So, we know about her training in the UK. That's why she did that. She really didn't want it to leak. So while she was training in the UK dojo, the only people in Japan, this is what she says, who knows how much is kayfabe, right? The only people who knew, well, there's no reason for it to be kayfabe, because she's facing Senka, who's, so, like, it's not like she's facing Sareee. So the only people who knew about her training were Sareee and Kaoru Ito. That's it. And apparently they didn't tell anyone. Yes. So
she didn't even train with the others?
No. So apparently all of her training was done overseas. But they knew about it and they found secret ways to like watch her training. I don't know if that means being there physically or like watching on a stream or recording, and they send it back to the Ito dojo. She didn't really go into that detail, but they found ways to watch her training, apparently, is just what Fuwa-chan's words are. So apparently they even changed their contact books in Line. So Line is the domestic, is like WhatsApp for Japan. That's kind of what I've assumed it is. So they changed the contact from Fuwa-chan to just read F, you know, so if anyone accidentally gets their phone, they wouldn't know it's Fuwa-chan. They also tried to get her into China using a mask for a wrestling match, and Sareee did do a match in China and fight VGM against Miku Kanai, so maybe it was that show, but it didn't work out, whatever, I don't know. And then one time, apparently, Fuwa-chan ran into Natsupoi by accident, and apparently Sareee and Kaoru Ito sorted it out. I don't know what that means. Maybe they tried to murder Natsupoi and keep her quiet. I have no idea, but that's what Fuwa-chan said. So, if you didn't know before, Fuwa-chan is extremely grateful to Sareee. That is what she said. That just kind of made me think Sareee is so important to this scene, because there are other rookies that look up to her, and they've spoken about that in interviews. Selene Misora, again, is one of them. And there are trainees in promotions like Marvelous who have stated that Sareee inspired them to start training, become a wrestler. She's really important to the scene outside of just Sareeism and her amazing matches. So she's doing a lot behind the scenes in terms of training people and, keeping an eye on rookies and stuff.
This reminds me, how far in advance do you think Sareee has these matches set?
We can maybe go into that when we talk about the main event, because I think Sareee mentioned some of the reasons why she put the card together.
Because she faced Kikyo just like 2 weeks ago, and that match wasn't supposed to happen. Like, she was supposed to face Lady C.
That one could have been.
I'm just thinking maybe she was so impressed by Kikyo that she booked her for Selene Misora.
I think she would have
after the match.
She probably always would have had Selene Misora penciled in, but maybe she didn't have an opponent and she was just like, okay, let's try to get Kikyo. I don't actually know. Yeah. So I guess the other half of that, so that's what Fuwa-chan said. And then Senka, so some nice tidbits is, one, she's named her move. Okay. Well, I think we already knew this. They call it the Zenjo style pin. The shoot pin she does, because it's like a reference to All Japan Women's Wrestling. So, but you say Zenjo for short, right? That's what they call it in Japan. So that's the name of it. So Zenjo style pin is what I'm going with for now. She mocked Fuwa-chan for being able to do a lot of moves, which is something we've noted before on the podcast, that Fuwa-chan is allowed to do a lot of offense, like fucking German suplexes within 10 matches. Senka said that where she's from, they're taught to build fundamentals first. And again, we spoke about Senka's 4 moves of doom for a while on the podcast, and then she started branching out, so that kind of all ties up together. A reporter asked Senka how fired up she was, and then she replied, "This fired up." And then she threw off her tracksuit to reveal her in-ring gear. So that's her gimmick, and it's kind of awesome. She was then asked what she thinks of Stardom wrestlers, and she kind of just responded with, "Who? I'm focused on Senka from Marvelous." Kind of beast. She just did not give a fuck that she was asked about Stardom wrestlers. And then finally, she will have new gear. I have no fucking idea what she's going to wear. Tim, I can't even what do you think? Let's do predictions. What do you think she's going to
wear? Maybe like a Tam Nakano style, frilly skirt.
Can you fucking
like
imagine?
The pom-pom things in the back.
I have no fucking clue. I can't even guess.
Maybe just like some Chihiro Hashimoto style.
Oh, you're so right. I didn't think about that. She's just going to wear like shoot amateur style gear.
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Which wouldn't be much of a difference, to be honest. But.
No, but it allows her to show off her thighs as well, because she's very proud of her thighs. Cool. Yeah, so I'm excited for this match. I don't know who the 4Xs are, obviously. I'm assuming, like, if it was more Marvelous people, why didn't they just announce it? So I don't think it's going to be like Sora, Yame, and Houzan, because they would have just said it, right?
Yeah, I also think, like, for Fuwa-chan, like, the most obvious thing for me is immediately Husky, but why wouldn't they just say that?
Exactly. So I maybe they haven't figured out a schedule or something, but I would have expected more Marvelous people and more Stardom people, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably... That's my first thought as well. But it's kind of weird for them to not reveal it if it's maybe maybe like you said the deals haven't been signed yet or whatever. Yeah.
But and we're second on the card and I'm excited for it. So that's 2 for 2. I mean this will be fun. Right. And then then we have this is a match that's definitely getting slept on. Okay. So it's Amu Fujiwara and Rina against Chi-Chi and Miku Kanai. We've spoken about Chi-Chi and Miku Kanai. Obviously, they're on every Sareee-ISM show. They're Saree's, like, I guess, proteges. So, Amu Fujiwara
her
is
little wrestling daughters.
Say that again?
I said her little wrestling daughters.
Oh, yeah, her wrestling daughters, exactly. So, Amu Fujiwara is, and Rina are from LLPWX. So, Rina was formerly known as Nori. So, former MMA background, then transitioned into wrestling. She was at Ice Ribbon for a bit, and then she left Ice Ribbon with her and her MMA mates. She left wrestling industry for a while completely, and then she came back for LLPWX. And she's been main eventing. She's basically their race, basically. But it's a very small promotion. The rookie, so Rina, actually. Let's talk about Rina first. So Rina is kind of like under Saree's wing. It's not as obvious, but they've been working together a lot.
Yes.
They had a match in Kyushu. They've teamed together at the T-Hearts tournament, and Sareee has said that she's always kept an eye on Rina. So this is her debut on a Sareee-ISM show. That is an event by itself. Like, that's something to look forward to. The fact that Rina is debuting and having a higher profile, because Rina is awesome. So the fact she's on this show in a relatively high spot against Chi-Chi and Miku Kanai, Saree's daughters, like you said, I'm excited just for that. And I don't think that should be.
I do want to keep calling her Nori, though.
Yeah, I know, but we're going to have to get used to it at some point.
Yes.
She also doesn't like being called Nori, as we found out when Chi-Chi tried in the press conference. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Let's not do it then, okay.
Yeah, especially because she's like a shoot MMA fighter, so. Right. Yep. Some background to this match. First of all, Rina and Miku Kanai were in a tag match that went 25 minutes in the main event of LLPWX on the 7th of January. That match is probably Rina's best ever performance. And I'm not joking. I loved her work in that. She looked like a monster. Miku played her role perfectly. So I'm really excited that Rina and Miku can lock up again, because Miku sells really well for Rina and makes her look sick. So Rina's offense is basically, as you expect from an MMA fighter. She has this awesome spin kick. Her finisher is a fucking running enziguri that looks I think it's one of the best finishes in wrestling. A running enziguri that just cracks the head of the opponent. And Miku just sells really well for Rina's kick-based defense. So that should be a good pairing. Yes. Then we have the Amu Fujiwara aspect. the LPW rookie who's only had 2 matches. So her debut was against Miyu Momono. That's the only match I've seen of Ami Fujiwara. She's 14. Mm-hmm. She has a karate background, and she loves Natsupoi.
She's 14?
She's only 14. Born in 2011. Yes,
I'm just looking at the match graphic. I was
surprised she was 14. I thought she was like 17 or something. But
I thought older, like just from the match graphic, she looks older, I would have thought.
Yeah?
I don't know.
But yeah, she loves Natsupoi. Her second match was just a 2-minute match against Megumi Yabushita, so I didn't even bother watching that one, but maybe I should. So I haven't seen her enough to like have an opinion on her, I guess, but LPWX are very high on her, obviously, and so Sareee, otherwise she wouldn't have invited her, so we'll see how she does in this big match. But Chi-Chi is also good at playing a bully, so I'm expecting her to bully Amu around, and that should be fun. Why is she in this match? So, well, one, Sareee likes her, but Sareee saw her at the LPWX dojo and loved her elbow strike. So, It's not just me that likes elbow strikes and forearms, okay? So, Sareee saw it, and what Amu said in the press conference was that she wanted to make Sareee proud on Saree's anniversary show and unleash her elbow strike. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm pumped for that. And the other storyline, which there are so many storylines in this random tag that you might overlook. So on that day when Sareee was visiting the dojo, Amu was, what's the word? Scrumming? No, sparring? Something like that. But they were having like a wrestling match, right? At the dojo. And Amu Fujiwara, who's 14 again, she was trading elbows with Miku, and Miku looked like a punk, okay? Sareee was not impressed that a 14-year-old was beating Miku up. So, obviously there's some kayfabe in this, but it's pretty funny because Miku has woven it into the storyline by saying she was embarrassed that she lost basically an elbow strike duel to a middle schooler. And she said that she wasn't going to let that happen at Yokohama Budokan. So, that's going to be fun as well. And then finally, we got Chi-Chi and Rina. They should be beating the shit out of each other. So Chi-Chi during the press conference was like, by the way, you're not going to cry today? Last time I saw you, you were crying your eyes out. I think that's referring to when Sareee invited Rina to be on the card a few days ago when she was at the dojo. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what they're referring to. But anyway, Rina got annoyed because Chi-Chi was mocking her name change. So Rina just slapped Chi-Chi around the face at the press conference. I was like, bitch, don't call me Nori. Paraphrasing, but basically she said that. Nice. And she said she's going to make Chi-Chi cry. So how can you not be looking forward to that match?
Awesome. You know, I think Amu kind of reminds me of Nanami, so I thought maybe that's the age bracket she's in. That I don't know.
Well, even
whatever. I've never seen her, so
what? And Nanami's even 20 now, 19? I don't know.
Yeah, more like I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Are you excited for that match, Nathan?
Oh, I've always been excited for that match. I've not been down on this one. Like you obviously know I like Miku Kanai and Chi-Chi and Nori and Amu.
Whoa! Don't dead name her. Rina.
Fuck. Rina.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So then we have, this one I don't care about. So it's Kaoru Ito versus Natsupoi. So the link here, I think, is Poi was taught by Ito at some point because they both refer to that in the press conference. That's new lore for me, so There you go.
Well, the lore I read about today is that apparently Kaoru Ito,
introduced Poi and Sareee.
What do you call it? Introduced Poi and Sareee, and they became best friends. So that's like the connection too. I'm kind of crashing out about this one because, like, I mean, first of all, I would have hoped that on this show would be the next chapter in Sareee and Natsupoi's story, and now I'm kind of just scared that was literally it. That Dream Queendom was the end to Natsupoi and Saree's story. Unless this Ito match is like such a lore thing for them that it's just part of that story as well. Which I could see, because like obviously Ito means a lot to both of them. I'm just not a big fan of Ito in 2026. I think she, I mean, for those who don't know, she's like, an older, like, All Japan women wrestler from like the 90s. And at this point, she just doesn't do much. She doesn't bump much for opponents. And she most of the time, like, I don't think I've ever seen her not go over. I'm not sure. At least she doesn't take pins, so I think Natsupoi, like, having this match against someone who probably won't bump for her and then beat her is not what I would have, imagined or wished for Natsupoi, on this show. So I'm kind of very disappointed in that one. Just like, I don't know. I wanted Sareee and Natsupoi on this card.
I think
involved with each other.
I do think that feud is kind of, I think Dream Queendom kind of was it, to be honest, if they're not doing anything here, to be honest.
But that's maybe not a good resolution for how they built it.
No, it's not, but, sometimes you miss, don't you? So, you can't have all wins. At least it gave us a nice... a nice match at the end. But I think we probably just had really high expectations for it, obviously, because we know what those two are like. Kaoru Ito, I think she does do bumps. She's not as bad as Yumiko Hotta. Hotta is the one that really never bumps. I think I've seen Ito eat shit sometimes. Didn't they face...
Wait a second. Am I confusing Ito and Hotta right now?
So Ito, do you remember we saw her at the Marvelous show in December at Korakuen Hall? She was against
Oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking...
Well, she is still old and she does... So you got all of that correct.
Yeah, no. You know what? Who I was thinking of? I was thinking of the Rina match from All-Star Grand Kingdom.
No, that
was Hotta, not Ito.
Hotta does not bump.
Because I was like, I was disappointed in that match. I mean, I knew Hotta wasn't gonna give her much, but,
yeah, that's not even the worst
like
that Yumiko Hotta has been. Like, she just doesn't give anyone anything. It's just kind of her thing. Kaoru Ito definitely...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I completely fucked that up in my mind. Maybe Ito isn't that bad. I was thinking of Hotta in my mind.
Do you remember the Houzan match that we saw live with Kaoru Ito?
Yes. I do remember being surprised at Ito bumping like several times in that match. She does eat shit sometimes, and I think the best thing about her matches is she does squish people. I don't mean squash, I mean like her diving double foot stomp is hilarious. So get ready for Natsupoi just literally like squeal when she gets squashed. So I'm looking forward to that aspect. But I mean, obviously Natsupoi could have been in a different spot, but I do think this match will still be good. It's not going to be a bad match. Like, you're going to enjoy it. So maybe Natsupoi might even beat her. I don't think she would beat Hotta, but maybe she can beat Ito.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I still think she might lose, but she is a Stardom wrestler, so maybe they swung a deal where Poi wins. So I'm not saying she's not going to, but it's more 50-50 for me. I actually don't know.
You know what the worst part is, though?
Yeah.
If this is it for Natsupoi and Sareee, is that I myself have to eat shit now, because that was my grand like defense for like people who were so upset about the Natsupoi Sareee match.
Yeah.
I was just, relax, people. This is not the end of the story, obviously.
I mean, it's like, we're not a podcast.
I'm the stupid man now.
Yeah, but we're not a podcast that doesn't admit we're wrong, right? Like, we've been wrong before. Yeah, we. I
mean, I just admitted that I confused Hotta with you.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to edit it out. So, yeah. Anyway, I think the match.
We are the podcast where we admit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Yeah. We are the podcast where we admit we're wrong. Yeah. Okay. So, absolutely. I think this match is going to be good. Obviously, I just would have wanted to see a different match, but I still think I'm going to have fun with this, because Natsupoi's going to bump like hell for Ito's offense literally looks like she's destroying someone. So that is a fun aspect of her matches. And she does do bumps, so let's see. She does some fucking crazy bumps too, by the way. Like, why are you doing that at your age? She also has a fucking insane powerbomb. I don't know if you remember. She kills people with a powerbomb. So, anyway.
Weren't Ito and Hotta also in the same match on the Natsu Saori anniversary show?
Yes. Yeah. I swear, didn't they also face, who were they against?
Maybe that's where they morphed into the same person for me.
I don't blame you. Like, Hotta is also part of like Saree's booking office, right? Like, they're all kind of,
exactly.
They're kind of all involved with each other, so. Yeah. All right, let's move on from Kaoru Ito. But yeah, I'm okay with this match. I'm not down on it, basically. Then we have the main event, which is Chihiro Hashimoto and Sayuri versus Spark Rush, which is Sareee and Takumi Iroha. This match is going to rock. I feel like anyone who listens to this podcast knows this match will be good, just from the 4 people I mentioned, and we don't need to talk about it that much because everyone knows it's going to roll. So the only interesting thing to maybe talk about is, should Sareee have been in a singles match? Maybe. I think it's I think it's hard for Sareee to get more than 2,500 people in this building anyway, unless she did something with like Sayaka Kamitani, but that's kind of unrealistic. So I think this is a realistic main event for a Sareee-ISM show. I think it's too short of a time since the last Hashimoto match to do a singles with Hashimoto, and same with Syuri, actually. I just don't think that's going to be like special. I mean, it's going to be amazing. It would be an amazing match, but we're talking about the domestic audience, like who's going to turn out for this? We're not talking about like sickos overseas. Right? Who is going to bring the crowd in? I don't think the crowd hate tag matches. I think they see big names and they want to see those big names. And Sareee said this is why she didn't do a singles. She basically said she wanted a match with all of these three people in it. That's just her reasoning. She wanted her tag partner because she loves Takumi Oroho. You know, they're a huge tag team and she wants to partner with her on her anniversary. And then she wants two of her greatest rivals who aren't just her rivals, they also wrestle in a way that she wants to put on her show. And she has spoken about this multiple times. Like, with Sareee-ISM cards, she only wants to book people that wrestle the way she likes to watch wrestling. She said that a lot of times, right? That's why she books like similar people every show. That's why VENY's on every show, for example, right? So she wanted Syuri and Hashimoto because she thinks that they bring the best out of her in a main event as well on her 15th anniversary. And she lost to both of them recently. And that kind of makes sense to me. She just wants this match, and I'm excited for it. I think they're going to go hard. I think they're deliberately going to put on the best match they can. They're not going to keep anything back. This isn't Shinkiba first ring. This isn't Shinjuku face. They're going to go hard in front of 2,000 plus, maybe like 1,500, 2,000 fans. It's going to be awesome. Like, can we not forget that one of the best Joshi wrestling matches of all time was a tag match on a Sareee-ISM card?
I was just about to say
in September 2024.
If you don't think a tag match is like good enough for the show or whatever, then you must have never watched a Sareee-ISM show before, I think, because like historically Sareee-ISM tag matches have been insane. Like, I can think of at least 3 off the top of my head, which are just fucking insane tag matches on Sareee-ISM cards. So
Sareee-ISM,
this is gonna be the same.
Sareee-ISM produce shows are not the same as your other produce shows. They're just not. You can watch that 2024 tag, okay? They're not wrestling that as if it's a produce show where they're just there to, entertain the 500 people in the crowd. No, they're there to beat the shit out of each other. There's no reason they had to go as hard as they did on that 2024 tag. They're going to do the same here because it's Saree's big match. She's literally not going to settle for anything less than a crazy match. So,
absolutely.
That's all I got to say on that. So Takumi and Syuri last faced each other in the 5-star in 2021. That was a 20-minute time limit draw. I haven't seen that, but that kind of sounds awesome.
That was a sick match. Okay, I remember that vividly. That was like one of the greatest matches of the year, honestly.
I need to go back and watch that. That's awesome. That's another one for my list.
Unless I confused this right now. There was one Takumi 5-star match, which was so fucking outrageous. No, I think it was this one, pretty sure.
It was highly rated when I looked at it. But I haven't seen it. Right. Any thoughts? Or can we just, so I guess overall thoughts. I think you guys heard. I'm very excited for this card. But let's not forget, I think that there's probably still a match or two to come. VENY has been on, I didn't actually look at the numbers, but I'm pretty sure she's been on almost every show. If she hasn't, she's been on the vast majority of them. Sareee loves VENY. We all know she does. I'm surprised at the lack of VENY, so I think there's probably going to be VENY on the card. Why wouldn't you? And if you remember back to the last Sareee-ISM show, they clearly built to a big Bazilla and VENY match. VENY literally tapped out to Bazilla, okay? This is VENY we're talking about. One of the wrestlers who is least willing to take pins in the entire Joshi scene, which is why I love her, by the way. That's not a insult, but she does not take pins randomly, ever. Like, you can count on one hand probably the number of pins she's taken. She submitted to a gaijin, okay? Yeah, they were definitely going to give VENY a win back on a big show. So I think Bazilla's injury,
that was obviously planned, I think.
Yeah, so I think Bazilla's injury just changed some plans. So I'm expecting more matches, and so this card is only going to get any better. It's going to get better.
Yes. I think, overall, like, I mean, I'm definitely fucking hyped for it. I think the Natsupoi thing is a downer for me still.
Even though now you know who Kaoruto is?
Well, yeah. I still would have wished for
yeah, I know you were into the Sareee storyline.
That's a point. Saree's story instead.
That's fair enough.
Well, what can you do?
Cool.
But yeah, I'm also excited to find out who the exes are for.
So the other thing to consider is, I mean, VENY could be one of the exes, right?
Yeah, that
or some other freelancers.
In my mind also.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. Let's do Shupro news. So Shupro issue 2398 came out yesterday. So normally we do the week before, the issue from the week before, because it comes out on Tuesday. But this time, because it's a holiday on the 11th, they released it one day earlier. Sorry, they released it on Tuesday in Japan and I guess Monday in my time zone. So the front cover is Sayaka Kamitani, and this is her 9th front cover since the start of 2025. So she already had more front covers than Hiroshi Tanahashi during his retirement year, and including the Wrestle Kingdom. He had 8 during that period. So up until start of 2025 to today, Tanahashi had 8, Kamitani has 9. If you want a marker for Saya's popularity, because they need to sell these magazines, so obviously they're not going to put someone who isn't popular. Last week we covered 2397, which was the awards. There was actually nothing else in the issue. I went back just to double check, or nothing that I really cared about. There was like some article about the Marigold Dojo, which, who cares? And today's issue is a Valentine's edition. So there's some fun gossip in here. So let's kick off with a Sareee-ISM interview, because this is basically her promoting her homecoming show on the 20th of February in Shiga Prefecture. So there are like 2 prefectures that I just never hear in wrestling. It's Shiga and Fukui, which is like near, it's like to northeast of Shiga. I just never hear about those prefectures. They're like dead zones for wrestling. Even though the bullet train, it goes through Shiga like every time. So people go through Shiga all the time, but they just never stop there. It's kind of fun. So she's running Ukao-chan Arena, which is closing in March 2026, and she really wanted to run it before it closed. The capacity is like 5,000. She said she's aiming for 1,000. They normally only get 200 to 300 people. So a funny line was she said that she's going to have like 100 high school friends attending. And then the interviewer was like, wow. And then she was like, okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but she's going to have a bunch of high school friends there, which is going to be cool. She's having a singles match with Saki Kashima. So they have a relationship going back to the Dream Tag Festival in September 2023. She said that no one really knows how much she loves Saki Kashima. So she wants to team with her and fight with her, but first she wants to fight, and then they'll team at a late point before Saki Kashima's retirement in April at All-Star Grand Queendom. And then she's also teaming up with Natsupoi against Miyu Amasaki and Starlight Kid in the main event, so she's doing double duty. Miyu Amasaki is basically a rival because she's from the neighboring Kyoto prefecture, and they have a thing going on.
Yeah. That sounds kind of sick, actually, that thing is.
Yep, so that's on the 20th.
I was surprised how much she worries about like attendance and stuff.
I think it's really interesting. Yeah, when people run their own produce show, it's not even a produce show. This is a real Stardom show, right? But yes, they sort of like treat it as a produce show. I think like Sareee-ISM probably like does a lot of the organizing. That's kind of how it came off to me. Even though it's a Stardom show, like she's quite involved with promoting it, making sure people attend and stuff like that. So, because if, like I said, she's the one that asked them to run it now because the arena's closing in March 2026. So she went to Stardom management to request it. So it kind of makes sense that she's worried about the attendance.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she said like that was always a dream to do it in that arena, and it's actually closing down in a couple of months. So
yeah, apparently it's like right next to the station, and that's kind of like right next to where she grew up as well. So it's not like a random place in Shiga. So that's actually her home area.
Yes.
Then we had a Goddesses Valentine 2026. So this one was a fun one. It's basically 6 people who spoke about their Valentine dates, what they want to see in a guy and stuff like that. So they're just some fun tidbits. So Ai Sakura, she loves dogs. Okay. She loves dogs. She loves being independent and having some space from her partner. Kind of sounds like me, if
I was about to say that.
If my wife walks in, I'm like, can't you see I'm watching like a Pure J dojo show? Like, so she said she wants to stay being herself no matter who she's with as well, because she's quite stubborn. So she doesn't want to switch up her personality when she meets a guy. So, yeah.
I gotta say, I completely agree with Aya Sakura here. That's my...
Are you a dog person?
I'm a dog person too, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's also my vision of a great relationship is just me getting my alone time when I need it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a red line for me.
that
I can't be in a
a lot.
relationship where I'm smothered. It just doesn't work for me.
Yes. Same.
So then we had Ren Kanatsu, TJPW rookie. She likes baking bread. Her mum graduated from a pastry making vocational school and she's been doing it for a long time. Apparently she makes a mean shokupan, which is Japanese milk bread. And then she told a story about her mum drove her to a boy's house when she was young to give him chocolates for Valentine's Day. But instead she gave it to 2 boys. So now everyone thinks she's a player. So there you go. And she wants a boy who can do laundry and cleaning. So that's a no from me.
Yeah, that one didn't resonate with me. I didn't care for that one. I didn't care for most of these, to be honest.
Yeah,
It
no.
was mostly just a couple of high school stories, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Thank you.
Just some fun. My Sakurai, I mean, she said she's extremely passive and never makes the first move. She's spoken to Himeka before about love, who reassured her that, who reassured her, but she still isn't sure about it. She's only had relationships with guys who chase her. That's kind of funny. And then she said she never tells her partner her true feelings, but she wants to change that. Sareee-ISM in Marvelous. So when she was in elementary school, she said she was the opposite of what people think she's like now. She was cheerful and loud, and she's got no idea what happened. Now she's not cheerful and loud. She said that she made a chocolate crunch, a strawberry pie, and cookies to give to a boy when she was young. She didn't even tell him she liked him. She just handed over the sweets and was like, here, and then walked away. And nothing progressed after that. So that's totally Sareee-ISM. And she loves roller coaster rides. She wants to go on the Steel Dragon 2000 at Nagashima Spa-Land. I've got no clue what that is, but
That sounds sick.
I'm sure our mutual friend
Steel
Remy
Dragon
knows about
2000.
that. Yeah.
Oh, he was there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
This year.
So then we have Saran from Wave, who's 16, just want to say. So she had a first crush in 5th grade, but, she sat next to a kid who was perfect, smart, athletic, tall. She tried talking to him, but never went anywhere. Apparently no one knows she does wrestling at her school. She only has one of her friends that know. So there we go. Oh, and she wants someone older because she thinks she clicks more with mature guys. Doesn't every 16-year-old girl think this? I'm too mature for boys my age. Yeah. And I guess, I think guys think that as well. 16-year-old boys.
Blame them.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, the most fun one, we had Sareee. So she said she's quiet and will never approach a guy. But she might drop some hints, but if the guy doesn't get it, then she's out. So if the guy is too dumb to get the hint that she's into him, she doesn't give a fuck, and she's just gonna drop the chase. She's fucking these dumbass guys not understanding hints, even if it smacks them right in the face. Then she said Natsupoi is the opposite, because Natsupoi is super forward, which we spoke about when we spoke about her marriage. And then she said she wants someone considerate who's kind to everyone, not just her. And then finally, we realize she just used the Valentine's column to shill her show. Okay. Yes. So she was asked what her love life is like now. And she just said, well, as you know, I'm hosting my 15th anniversary show at Yokohama Budokan on 22nd of March. So I'm focusing on that. So there you go.
She's so good.
Yeah.
That's what I expect from her.
Saya-sama has a column. So she has a weekly column where she's basically writing a column, but kind of pretending like she's talking to a servant. So the servant, quote unquote, asks her questions and views on things, and then she responds. But obviously it's her. So this time they're talking about romance. I thought this was kind of interesting to cover because I think we have some listeners that might want to shoot their shot with Sayaka Kamitani. So shout out to Kaze. And so the servant says, okay, now that Poi and Shigo Takagi are married, what's your view on romance? So Saya says she's had less romantic experience than most people around her. And because she's been too busy chasing her dreams. And she could never keep up with when friends talk about boys and stuff like that. But now she's an adult, she has started longing for the idea of marriage. So she talks more about romance with hate members, and that's been fun for her. She says Natsuko Tora is the one that gives her calm advice. I think that's as you'd expect. I love Natsuko. And Saya said she's a terrible multitasker. So she thinks that when she finds love, she might find herself throwing her work to one side. Gulp. She thinks that's scaring her from getting into a long-term relationship, so she might end up single for life. But if she does find love, she might be out of this business, which is interesting.
I wonder if that was the first time she said that.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Because that was kind of like when people were looking for reasons why she might lose last year at All-Star Grand Queendom.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like the big theory that she might have found a husband and she just doesn't want to wrestle and be married at the same time. So maybe she has said that before. That's why people were thinking like that. I always liked that theory. She also says she wants someone who drinks alcohol, so some people might be odd.
Yeah, she did. She also said the ideal date is, okay, what she said was, if a guy splits the bill on the first date, she's out. Okay? Saya doesn't fuck around. She wants the full pampered experience. She wants to be treated like a princess. So that's hilarious. She also said she gets nervous before title matches, and that's kind of like blown up some relationships. I mean, she doesn't explicitly say that, but it's kind of implied. So she wants someone that understands her work, but she doesn't want a pro wrestler because she said she thinks about wrestling enough that, you know, she wants a break from it. So her ideal requirements in a guy. If I message you online, you need to reply. So Line the app, you need to reply within 5 minutes. If I ask what you like about me, you praise me a lot. If I call you a pig bastard, you don't get mad. If I can't finish my food, you'll eat the rest. If I get fat, you'll still love me. If I get emotionally unstable, you'll be my punching bag. Even if I suddenly put a wrestling hold on you, you won't get mad. You work hard and you're someone I can respect, and you never cheat on me. So there
Awesome.
you go. Go on.
We didn't. What? I read this Utami column too. Did you read that?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. Did you want to go over that?
Yeah. I think it's the last one I want to go over.
I thought you skipped it, but okay. No,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You go.
the I articles, we mentioned them maybe I don't fucking remember when we mentioned it. It was the Una article was last time, but they're basically op-eds. So the author gives some views on a topic. So that's normally very insightful when you want to think about what people in Japan are thinking. That's like my go-to like translated article. This one, he did an interview with Utami. So he's basically wondering why Utami started becoming more emotional the longer her Marigold run went on, especially after losing to Mayu on the 24th of January at Korakuen Hall. He remembers asking Utami a while ago about Saya Kamitani's MVP award, the Tokyo Sports one, and she had an indescribable look on her face. She also got pinned by Misa Matsui on 7th of February. That was released on VOD today in the 3D Trios tournament. So the author...
That's crazy.
Yeah, so the author asks her about these things, and Utami just says it's frustrating. Fine. Then the author mentions that she's got injuries racking up, so in her neck and lower back, and that's why she was forced to take off 2 months after Sumo Hall. Utami says being in bad shape is the new normal for her, and that the pain gets worse the more consecutive matches she has. The author mentions that Utami isn't known just for hard-hitting offense, but she also takes crazy bumps. So that makes like the accumulating damage even worse and unavoidable. And Utami said that if she thinks too much about the pain, she starts to panic. So she's trying not to rush, because she does panic when she thinks about like the accumulation of pain. She also mentioned about not getting the MVP at the 31st of December Marigold Awards. So she was given the Fighting Spirit Award, and apparently she looked confused. And backstage, she ended up crying because she assumed she would get the MVP award.
Who got the MVP award, do you know?
I don't know, but I assume it was Miku Hana. I actually don't know.
That is my assumption.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was. If it's not Miku, then I don't know what the fuck they were doing. So,
maybe Mayu, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe yeah, I don't actually know. So she said she was frustrated about that MVP award, the Marigold one, and it was also the same frustration she had when she heard about Kamitani's MVP win for Tokyo Sports. She said her goal in 2026 is to do her best, but with a tranquilo mindset. So because she doesn't want to feel the panic and the frustration that she felt in 2025. So that's basically it. My view on that is, I do think there's something there about Utami feeling more comfortable when she's not the ace and doesn't have to put on hard-hitting matches. I think it's probably true that she doesn't want to panic about her health and she wants to take it easier. I don't think she's jumping companies, like people, including myself at one point, assumed. I think she just wants to relax a bit, and maybe she's just feeling the accumulation of injuries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, I was also very surprised that she didn't get that MVP award. I didn't even know about that. Like, she was the Red Belt champ for like 10 months.
She also had great matches. I think people underrate the matches she had because maybe they expected more. I thought all of her title matches were great.
Yes. But you know, one thing I always kind of like wished in Utami matches, of recent years was that she would be more of like a beast and less of a seller. And that kind of came true in this article as well, right? Because she sells for so much of a match sometimes and takes so many bumps that she has like that stature of like a badass tank or whatever. But she sells so much. I always wish that would be a bit different, and yeah, I don't want to like gloat about her body falling apart now, but I don't know. Maybe if she was a bit more selfish and would just fucking beat the shit out of people instead of selling for 90% of a match, it would have been better for her.
That's why I really liked the Mayu match a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I thought she looked awesome as a bully. Like I was like instantly invested in that Utami. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's it. So the last thing, well, we're not going to go over it. I just want to mention it. So Hiromu Takahashi left New Japan. We're a Joshi pod, so I'm not going to go through it, but I did translate it and pass it along to people who report on the promotion. So if you're interested in Hiromu, then check out this issue of Shupro, or you can poke me if you want a translation link, because he speaks a bit about his motivations for leaving. Spoiler, it's basically like he just wants to push himself and he's ambitious. That's basically it. And he doesn't have any bad feelings towards New Japan at all. He just wants to try something different.
Okay. Cool.
And then he finished the article basically saying, the interviewer was like, do you want to work overseas? And he was like, maybe. So we'll see what that means. All right. Do you want to take over?
Right. I can do that, yes. That was it for our news portion. Now, let's get into the wrestling reviews. This week was STARDOM. Big show. I would say we talk about the Supreme fight first.
That kind of makes sense to me. That?
Yes, absolutely. It was the 15th anniversary Supreme Fight 2026 in Osaka. It was in Ideon Arena and they had 2,563 people there, which is good for Osaka, I think. It's definitely the record from what I remember. And
yes, it's the best ever number in the building. It beat the previous record by 39%. So the last record was 1,832. I did think they would do better, but that sounds crazy. Yes. But it's because they're so hot and they haven't run this particular arena since 2024. They haven't run a show this big in Osaka since 2024. So, and that was just before the hot streak. So I kind of thought the uptick in interest would lead to like an even bigger jump in attendance. But I think they should still be happy that they did their best ever number. But I think I kind of overestimated how difficult it is to draw outside of Tokyo for a Tokyo-based promotion. So I think the number's good.
Yes. I think, definitely Osaka has always been like kind of a bad town for them, audience and attendance wise. But I also think if your plan is to go for the Tokyo Dome, you will probably do better with drawing a bit more than 2,500 for a big show like that. But I don't know how to judge it really.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Anyway, not a shabby number though by any means.
No, I mean, it's still good. So, we're just saying that we kind of expected more just because of how hot they are, which is a compliment to the promotion being as hot as it is, right? So,
yeah. So how do you want to do this? I kind of thought maybe we should start with the main event, but
fuck it, let's do it. We don't normally do that. I think we should. Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to give overall thoughts first, or should we just get right into the main event? And
just quickly overall thoughts. I enjoy the show, and I thought it was obviously capped off by an awesome main event, which we'll get into now. I don't actually have a lot of notes on the undercard. Some people think that means bad. I think it was still enjoyable because like even if I like have fun, smile a few times during a fight, right, during a match, I'm not going to say that's bad. Like I smiled. It brought me entertainment. Was it something I'm going to remember in a week? No. I don't think you can have like all-star Grand Queendom level shows every so often. So I enjoyed this pay-per-view, but obviously the main event is the one that stuck out, and I don't think anything else really stuck out to me as much. But we'll get through that later.
Yes, I would say like the undercard was kind of a mixed bag. Obviously, but I think there were definitely some highlights. I think I'm the high man on several matches, probably. To be honest, I was very entertained by the entire show, basically. I mean, to be honest, at one point I fell asleep, but that has different reasons. Like, I mean, I was already like as you can tell, I'm down with the sickness, so yeah, that was just pure exhaustion.
I mean, it started at 6 a.m.
That
just
had
for
nothing.
context.
Yeah, it also started really early, so I just fell back asleep for like 2 matches, and then I caught up to them after the show. That had nothing to do with the energy of the show, though. I thought it was very entertaining front to back, basically. It was also a very long show. It was like 5 hours, basically. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think the main thing, obviously, from the show coming out of it, and the main talking points, what everyone is talking about probably from this show, is the big main event between Sayaka Kamitani and Starlight Kid. It was 27 minutes for the World of Stardom title. And obviously the big thing coming out of it is that Sayaka Kamitani dislocated, is the official word, dislocated 1 or 2 fingers. I'm not sure. Probably 1.
Probably, I thought 1, but...
Post-match she said a couple of fingers or something.
Okay.
But they only taped together 2, and usually you tape the broken one to a healthy one. You don't just tape 2 broken ones together, right? I don't know. But you tape them to a splinter, anyway.
Yeah, I got no fucking idea. I'm not a doctor.
Anyway, so like, I think after like the first 10 minutes or something, Starlight Kid did a missile dropkick, and I guess Starlight Kid landed weirdly and just dislocated her fingers, and it looked gruesome if you saw a screenshot or close up of her hand. It definitely bent in ways no finger should bend. So, yeah, so obviously there was a big fucking pause and nobody quite knew what was going on. They taped 2 fingers together. I think Daichi at one point was ready to call off the match. He had like a microphone. I'm not, did you get a translation of what he said there?
I don't think I translated that part, no. I think, wasn't he just informing everyone what injury she had or something? I don't know.
Maybe that was probably it. But like, I, not understanding what he was saying, thought he was gonna call off the match or whatever.
Yep.
And then, Sayaka Kamitani decided that she can continue. And from that moment on, it was just insanity. I don't know how to describe it. It was just a blur. It was frenzy. It was perfect. It was so well done because, you know, as the viewer in that moment, you like all bets are up in the air, right? What they're gonna do now? Are they gonna call an audible? Is Starlight Kid gonna beat her? Is the next move? Are they just gonna do like 2 more sequences and finish the match because Saya has to get the fuck out of here into a hospital or whatever? How bad is the injury? Nobody knows what's going on. So like every single thing they did from this point on could have been the finish, and that was just an insane state to just watch this in a moment. It was like it's a moment that you can't really plan for or replicate, but I thought they worked towards this feeling of uncertainness that the audience had at that point perfectly. They just did like every single thing they did after this could have potentially ended the match. Like it was just all fucking insane bombs and crazy moves and like top rope suplexes one after the other and kickouts, and it was just an insane thing to just experience in the moment. If you went into this like unspoiled, I think it's one of the sickest things I've seen in a while. Like I thought about this match like for the next 3 days or something, like the way it just kind of sucked me into it. And yeah, but what were your thoughts?
Right. Well, yeah, no, I think you said it really well. So I kind of want to, you know, the most insane spot in the match. Well, I don't know if we mentioned, but Sayaka Kamitani did retain the title. So if you didn't know, she did win. So the most insane spot, I think, just to go off of what you were saying, it was because you were saying you didn't know that the match was going to end at any point in time. I don't know if this was deliberate, but straight after the injury, they rushed to the apron and did a pile driver and then Starlight Kid did a Tiger Driver straight after, and it was really quick. They did not let the apron spot breathe, which you normally do, right? An apron spot is a big one in Joshi wrestling. Like, you're like, oh, you know, they have to sell it for like a minute or two, and then they roll each other back in. No, Starlight Kid fucking rolled it back in immediately and went for a Tiger Driver. So the fact they did that spot so quickly, I was like, oh shit, now I actually don't know when this match is going to finish. I don't know if they're rushing
who wins.
Yeah, and to make up for lost time, because she did that. So if that was deliberate, they were like, okay, if they were like, okay, let's just rush this, because to make people think, I don't know if it was deliberate. All I know is it worked. That spot there, I was invested because I was like, oh fuck, Starlight Kid's going really quick, she's panicking. I don't know who the fuck's going to win. So really smart spot. That's not it. Straight after that, they do another really awesome spot where Saya is wrestling full speed, by the way. She does not give a fuck that her finger is broken. She does that rolling leg lariat she does? She runs the ropes and then she does like a spinning, rolling leg lariat. Starlight Kid caught it and transitioned it into a black leg tiger killer. And
I think that was actually like just a spin kick, like.
Yeah, no, spin kick. That's what I mean by leg lariat. I don't know what. Whatever, spin kick with two legs.
It wasn't the one where she leaps, but it was like SRK was on her knees and she was like trying to do a spin kick to her head, like.
Yeah, but the reason she was on her knees is because she wanted to catch Saya's leg into a black leg tiger killer.
That was so good,
and it was so smooth. It was so smooth, and again, I kind of bought like, oh Jesus, they're like wrestling at like a high speed match. This is so quick. Like, is she going to tap out here? I just thought those two spots in particular, straight after the injury, were really smart and immediately increase your investment in the match. Can I pull back a bit and just talk about generally and then we can just talk about individual spots, I guess? I just kind of want to like bigger picture. Okay. So I don't know if I feel like the injury added to the match for sure, right? It made me have my heart in my mouth for the rest of the match, like you mentioned. Like, I was nervous, I was fluttery. Those are very difficult emotions to have a viewer exhibit. And I was having dinner at the time when I was watching it, and I didn't even think about my dinner getting cold because I was so immersed in the match. I didn't even look at my dinner. I realized after the match, like, oh shit, my dinner's cold. And that's really hard to do when you're that invested in something. Because to be honest, going into the match, I was not as crazy invested into it. I was kind of like, okay, Sai's retaining, they're just going to do something. I thought it was going to be a great match, but I was not as invested. I was like, I really care who's going to win now. They got that just from their injury. And I just want to highlight that the fact that Saya didn't botch anything or hurt Starlight Kid with basically one hand is fucking incredible. And she deserves full props for that. Do you know how hard it is to, you need grip doing wrestling moves, right? You need your hands, you need to grip stuff. She wrestled with basically one hand and she looked as good as ever wrestling with one hand. I think she wrestled with even more intensity than she normally does, one hand down.
She did, yeah.
So for those reasons, I thought this match was fucking awesome. I think it's my favorite Saya Kamitani match since the Tam 2 match. I preferred this match to the Sareee-ISM match. And I was live at that match. And I thought this was an incredible performance from Saya Kamitani. Starlight Kid was great, especially before Saya's injury, which we'll talk about. But I got invested in this because of Saya Kamitani's selling. I think this was a performance where so we've both spoken before about, Saya Kamitani and can she have a classic without another great, while outshining another wrestler, right? We had that discussion last week. This was probably her most convincing performance that she's one of the best in the world for me. So I've gone from, we had that conversation, then the week after, she does it, okay? This is the Saya performance for me that I can point to and be like, look how good she is. She is a world-class wrestler. Without any caveats whatsoever. There's no caveats on this. This was a Saya match.
Those are big words from a self-proclaimed Saya hater.
Yeah, so just to clear the air, maybe, I think people might have the impression I don't like Saya. I think it's easier to clump people into boxes because a lot of people don't like Saya. All of those discussions were in the context of who is the best professional wrestler in the world, right? I was comparing her against people like Sareee. So I still don't think she's the best wrestler in the world, but I think she's like a top 10 wrestler in the ring, but that's always been my opinion. Okay. I was just pushing back against her hyperbole that she was the best in the world, but This match, she had a match of the year contender level match, and it was her.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. I just do believe that if you're a top 10 wrestler in the world, that is enough for a proper MVP case too. But that's just, yeah. That's not,
did I say she wasn't MVP? No, I think she is.
We had this discussion. Like,
I voted her in my MVP though. In my top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your top 3. Yeah. Anyway. Nah, I think it was just how do you even say it? It was a fortunate injury in a way.
Yeah.
Because like obviously I don't know if it's even fair to compare this match to like others like the Sareee-ISM match, for example. Because like obviously you can't replicate this. You can't do this on purpose, and you can't like really like create this kind of a
fucking wrestling. You know, when you're in the
emotion
zone
in a watcher. Yes, absolutely.
Artists,
I mean it is, but it was still like something out of the ordinary, you know.
Yeah, but do you know what I compare it to? I compare it to like someone being in their flow state, right? Something happened that kicked you into the extra gear. This was Saya in that extra gear. It doesn't really matter how it happened, like if it was an accident or not. She produced magic because of the incident that happened in the ring, and she's an amazing artist for like adapting to that. That's how I see this.
It's like you know these these famous movie scenes where like actors actually got hurt in them, but they got the best takes from the actors because they actually got hurt.
Yeah, that's completely.
And so they left that take in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what this was. And yeah, absolutely. Nah, I completely agree. It was. I think if she wasn't already the biggest star in the company, this would have been like the star-making performance for any wrestler. I hope this gets some like notoriety. What's the word?
Yeah, notoriety.
Notoriety.
Yeah.
That maybe can even push her to the next level. Like now she's not only this like big whatever mainstream star who does this like, I don't know, high speed wrestling style, but now she's a fucking tough ass motherfucker as well, who just wrestles with like 1 or 2 broken fingers and basically no hand, like for 20 more minutes, and does the most crazy, insane fucking shit you can imagine, and is safe with it, and is smooth with it, and everything looks good, and she sells like.
Well, yeah, like I said,
I don't know.
If I'm showing, and if someone's like, what's Kamitani like say they're building like an awards case, or they're building like a list, because you know we love our lists, and they're looking like, who are the best Joshi of all time? Can you give me a clip of Kamitani? This is the match I'm going to show them. I feel like this is.
Yes.
I feel like, personally, it's a career best performance. So obviously you can look at the TAM matches. I think Saya individually performed way better in this match. But the two of them, like TAM and Saya together, obviously produced art that I resonated with more. But Saya individually this was like best wrestler in the world level performance from Saya Kamitani.
Yes. And I don't think like Starlight Kid was.
She was great.
She obviously is.
Can we talk about the match now?
And wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, because I want to talk about what makes.
I wanted to make one more point, maybe. And I don't want to call anyone out at all. But like, one thing I wanted to say, like, obviously in a real fight, in an MMA fight or whatever, when the opponent is like obviously hurt, the game plan changes to go after that injury, you know. But I don't think you can realistically expect a pro wrestler to do that in a situation like that. Because it's not real, it's fake, and you are working together with your coworker. You can't expect a wrestler to go after a shoot injured limb and potentially hurt it further by like doing moves on the injured arm or whatever. I think that's kind of a ridiculous like bar to set for a pro wrestler, to expect them to go after a shoot injured hand for like more drama in a match or for like that's not the kind of adaptability that anyone can expect from a wrestler, in my opinion. Sorry?
Can I push back on that a bit?
Yes.
I agree that it is at a ridiculous bar, but I will say, if you're the best wrestler in the world, say you're like an insane wrestler, that is what you would do, right? So I remember a match with, all I remember is Io Shirai was in it. I don't remember who she was teaming with or whatever. but they shoot injured someone's leg, and they worked over the leg. And it was the most gruesome shit I've ever seen that I still remember. Like, I have vivid memories of it. And to work that match without potentially, like, further injuring the person, that is, like, the peak of your craft. So you can't expect every wrestler to do it. That is where I completely agree with you. Because it's so hard to do. But if you're
I don't know if I agree with that, though. I think that's kind of irresponsible, to be honest. Like, even if Io does it, and she was the best in the world at the time.
Yeah, but if you do it successfully, wouldn't you say that's a good thing? I'm not saying we should expect people to do it and that they should do it.
I don't know. I think wrestlers should just not play with that.
No, they should play it safe. Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't know. And I think it's also different what kind of a match it is, you know? Like, obviously,
yeah, they were heels.
In a match like this, in a crazy, first that, and second, I think if you have like a big pay-per-view main event that you have, I think it's certainly more planned out, and I think you don't have the power in the moment to make these decisions to change an entire game plan of a match around on your opponent and on the referee and on everyone and completely change the way you work the match from now on. Well, I think if it's like an undercard match in Shinjuku where just go out there and call it, then you can do stuff like that. But in a match like this, I don't think it's really possible for a wrestler to just change up the entire finish of the match and go for the arm instead of the leg for the rest of the match. That's not what your opponent expects, and that's not what the referee expects, and nobody really knows how to. And maybe the match just completely falls apart then, and then it's a fucking shitty match and everybody shits on it. And that's not a decision some Starlight kid can make in the moment. She doesn't know how bad it is. She doesn't know how much she can touch the hand, and she doesn't know, she can't just change the entire rest of the match around. Because I do think some of those spots were obviously like, they were planning on doing those top rope tiger suplex and stuff, I think. Those were gonna happen either way.
There's an even easier argument here, Tim. Like, so the Io Shirai match that I mentioned, well, one that, like I said, they're working heels. Two, it was a Corrigan Hall undercard match, I believe. Or maybe it was a main event. But there was like, I don't know, it wasn't even sold out. There was like 600 people there or whatever. I don't remember. Sayaka Kamitani is the biggest star of the company. You don't want to risk injuring your fucking cash cow, okay, because you want to be cool, okay? So that's the biggest argument why Starlight Kid can't do that in this environment compared to the Io Shirai example I brought out. If she did it and she perfectly executed it, I would be sitting here being like, okay, Starlight Kid is a genius, but she shouldn't do that. So, yeah.
I think a certain level of adaptability from a wrestler is to be expected. I think that goes way beyond any kind of realistic adaptability.
Well, she did. She didn't injure the finger. She worked safely. Right? She didn't injure Saya even more. She protected her.
And I think I think they adapted to the atmosphere with this frenzy of how fast they went after, and to this unpredictability that the match state was in at that point. I think they adapted to that perfectly. So I think they did adapt to the match. I think not going after the arm is not an adaptability that is to be expected from this match. I also think, a big part of a Stardom match is Daichi, who calls a lot of the match in the ring too, or tells wrestlers what to do next. That's maybe, a few, what's it called? Pulling back the curtain a little from what I heard, at least about Stardom matches, inside baseball. So Daichi does a lot of that from what I know. It's like directing the wrestlers in the ring, and stuff. And I don't know how much Starlight Kid can go against Daichi here. I don't know what power she has in that situation. If Daichi says, don't go to the hand, then she has to not go to the hand, I think is pretty much the protocol here.
The easiest way to conclude this is, shoot headbutts, and we're like, people shouldn't do that, but you know, if they do, it's kind of awesome. Starlight Kid should obviously not have worked over the hand, just because of all the factors involved that you mentioned, and Sayaka Kamitani being Sayaka Kamitani. But if she did, it would have been pretty cool. That's kind of my opinion on that.
Maybe. What did you think of the headbutts? There was some.
Yeah,
like a million headbutts.
She did.
They didn't even look bad.
No, I think there was one clunker. There was definitely one clunker, and that happened because of the mask, right? So Let's talk about why Starlight Kid was pretty good in this match, because I think she's maybe getting overlooked. Before the injury, I thought Starlight Kid's babyface selling was awesome. I was invested. I thought the match was great. I've got like in my notes like 5 minutes. Cool. I thought the match was great. I was really enjoying it so far. Saya's great playing the heel. I loved Hate beating up Starlight Kid. By the way, I thought that was a really good touch. The Hate interference. I've got no idea where Neo Genesis were, but I feel like it made it even better. Like it was Starlight Kid against the world. And the really cool thing I think was Saya was pulling on the mask, right? Going back to that angle after Croken Hall on 31st. And Starlight Kid was audibly shouting, "Mask, Masku," right? She kept on yelling it. Okay. And that kind of indicated to me she was so protective of her mask, because we know she is. And I think that played into the match so well. The angle that they had, and that Starlight Kid was getting annoyed that Saya was fucking with her mask. So now, if we just skip forward 15 minutes or whatever, Starlight Kid is slapping Saya around the face, and, you know, she's doing ground and pound because Saya kept on fucking with her mask. And while she was doing the ground and pound on Saya Kamitani, she just keeps shouting, "Masku," right? She's like, you want to fuck with my mask. And that's when she did the clonking headbutt. So I thought that was really smart. And that was a storyline thread that they had from the start of the match. And they continued in the end post injury as well. So.
Yes. And Neo Genesis, did fight them off in the end as well.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Later. Yeah. But I like that they didn't end up.
That was at the end spot then, yeah, exactly. The first one I was wondering too, where everybody was, but
it was good. She's a babyface.
They learned from it and came out after, and in the end fought off the bullies.
Yeah. So I just really like Starlight Kid's selling in this match, and she's one of the best at it. She did some. Oh man, they had so much heat during striking exchanges. You know, when we're talking about Saya's performance, one of the best things about her performance was her expressions, her facial expressions, the screaming during the striking. That's an intensity she normally doesn't have, and is one of the reasons why I maybe criticize her sometimes, because I want to see it more. It's not that she's not good at it, it's just I know she can do even more, and she did it here. It was like the most invested I've ever been in Saya Kamitani. She was so fucking great. And Daichi, I think they have like a double down, and then Daichi was just going, "Fight, fight, fight." He was like going crazy. Yes. And he was like motioning at them. No, keep striking each other. I was going crazy at that moment.
That is one of the best moments of the match for me. It's like just at one point Saya gets up. I think she was down. I don't remember what spot it was, and she just screams at the audience.
She looks at the crowd.
Has the most
she screams.
Primal scream, and I got immediate goosebumps. I had goosebumps for the rest of the match from that point on. The way she screamed, like full of adrenaline, obviously hurt, and like that scream was fucking.
I just got goosebumps now.
Goosebumps. So it was so sick.
When I think about this match,
about it.
Yeah, when I think about this match, this is the image I have in my head. When I think Saya Kamitani, Starlight Kid, I can replay that exact image of her looking at the crowd and screaming. And that is why it's an amazing spot. And it's real. When I was talking about Saya's performance, I just kept thinking about that. So. Absolutely,
yeah. That was the spot of the match, maybe. Yeah. I mean, they did fucking top rope tiger drivers and shit, but
everything else was awesome.
Scream.
Yeah. Yes. Like they did avalanche tiger driver that looked fucking nasty, by the way, into a tiger suplex. I thought that was a finish. That near fall got me. I thought Starlight Kid was going to win there. Then Starlight Kid does a star suplex. I thought it was over. Yep. I bit on every single one of those in the sequence. Then she goes for the Eternal Foe. You need to fill me in on that. I don't know when's the last time she used that. I don't know about that.
I always thought she only pulls out the Eternal Foe against Azumi.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure she used it against Azumi on All-Star Grand Queendom 2024-5. I couldn't tell you if she used it after that. Okay. I don't think so.
I don't think I've seen it.
Because that's what she named it after, right? Eternal Foe is Azumi.
Okay. And then then Saya headbutts her on that Eternal Foe move and does an avalanche Star Crusher. So I guess one of the lore bits is that the Star Crusher was designed for Starlight Kid, right? That's why it's called Star Crusher. And I thought that avalanche Star Crusher was it, and it wasn't. I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And then she did the spinny one and she got the win. But
she did a couple of extra spins just for you.
Yeah.
She listened to our podcast, I think.
Yeah, just for me. The spinny. Spin to win. So yeah, awesome match. there was a post-match promo. Or do you got anything more on the match?
No, I was gonna say that the best thing about the match happened after.
Yes. Oh, okay. So, alright. So, Saya's doing a promo, and she's like, hey, Starlight Kid, did you really think you could win after I broke my fingers halfway through? Even if I break one finger, two fingers, I was always gonna win. I protect this belt. That's what it means to be a champion. Starlight Kid kind of looked a bit geeky, I guess. Like, she did the usual, you're so strong, Saya, I will defeat you one day. Whatever. And then Saya did say that she wants to run it back with Starlight Kid. So,
yeah.
That is something they want to do. And I do think they have way more meat on the bones there now after this. Then,
absolutely,
Sayaka Kurara walks out. And then Sayaka Kamitani is like, huh? I think she literally says, Nani? And Sayaka Kurara is like, everything you've taken from me, I will take from you. I will become Stardom's brightest star. Let me challenge. Then Sayaka Kamitani's like, Lamau, what the fuck are you on about? Do you remember you challenged and lost already? Do you have a weak brain like someone? She was referring to Tam. And Saya just kept on telling Sayaka to go home basically the entire time. She just kept yelling again and again, go home, go home. Sayaka just looked at her, slowly got out the ring. Saya's going, go home, go home. Sayaka's just slowly walking, and then she walks off. My opinion first, because we all know you're going to talk for half an hour about this. I don't care about her eating pins, because she has been eating pins for a while. She just has. I don't care about that, as long as they tell a good story. I don't give a fuck. If eating pins is part of the story, that's fine to me. I've always seen wrestling that way. It's just a storytelling device. I don't think they gave a lot away with their promos, though, so I have no idea where the fuck they're going with this. If it's a Yokohama match, I don't think that's going to draw over 7,000, if I'm honest. But I don't know where they're doing it and what they're doing it for. Alright, I'm going to AFK for 20 minutes. No, I'm joking, go for it.
Nah, I haven't even written my thoughts down here. I'm just gonna, but I have a lot, I thought a lot about this. So at first, obviously, I was kinda like, why in the fuck are you having Sayaka Kurara getting pinned in the pre-show 6-man tag match in a team with Kanaya and Kikyo Furusawa? Sayaka Kurara eats the pin in that match. And then she challenges the red belt after the show. I don't think, like I may eat complete shit on this, on my theories here. I think maybe this is just a big Western brain thing. I have like fantasy booking this in a way like maybe something like in AEW would play out or whatever. But I kind of feel like a lot of things may play together here, because you saw Aya Sakura lose her match, spoilers, in the undercard as well. You saw Saori Anou getting pinned on the last Korakuen, and Natsupoi and Saori failing again here, to the point where Saori was so upset that Natsupoi had to drag her out of the arena on Saori's back. Like, she just dragged her by her hand. And even Yuna Mitsumori got pinned on this card, right? She got pinned in the very first match on the undercard by Momokogo of all people. So, everyone in Cosmic Angels failed on this day, you know? And I think this is just setting up some long-term thing. I don't think, this Sayaka Kurara challenge is gonna happen in the next, 3 months or whatever for Yokohama Arena. I think this is just a slow play, and, it will set up Sayaka Kurara for a future, for becoming the brightest star in Stardom in the future. But I think the way to get there is gonna be a long and suffering story, probably. The Tam Road is hard and full of losses and suffering, and that's what Sayaka Kurara is gonna live through, I think, before at some point getting her revenge against Sayaka Kamitani. And this was just like the real, what's it called? Prenup of that or whatever.
Prenup.
What does it mean?
Preview.
I don't know.
Well, a prenup
Preview,
is something you
prelogue.
sign before you get married to ensure that if you get divorced, you get your...
The prologue, baby.
Yeah, okay, prologue.
Something that happens, something that's like on the first page of a book, and that won't pay off until like the last chapter or whatever. That's kind of what I mean. I think this is just to set up something that they can call back to in like 2 years or whatever. That's my theory at least, and that's my fantasy booking of this whole thing. And that would be kind of awesome, and I can see why they would do it like that. I mean, she doesn't even have to beat her for the title. Saya Kamitani can completely, like in 2 years or whatever. I mean, whenever Sayaka Kurara is gonna beat her in the end. I think it's just setting this happening up in the far future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like this a lot because I'm into this kind of shit, and I think it has like Tom's fingerprints all over it, and that's why I'm here for it. If Sayaka Kurara does a back-to-back and wins the Cinderella tournament and wishes to be in the main event of Yokohama Arena, I'm there for that too, to be clear, because she fucking rocks, and their first match was incredible. I don't care what anyone says, and yeah, that's just my kind of wrestling, so I'm here for it, whatever happens. I don't know if they draw 7-5 with Sayaka Kurara, but
well, why do you care? It's what you want to see.
I don't know why I care. Yeah. Now I don't actually want to see it yet, to be honest. I want to see it when Sayaka Kurara is ready, and her beating her is realistic. I don't think they should put the belt on Sayaka Kurara in 3 months. I think that's definitely too early, even for her, even though she's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Okay, not even I can say that.
You can say it with a straight face. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, whatever. I just think this is lore, you know? This is setting up lore for like 2 or 3 years. Complimentary. For like the next 2-3 years to come. So I'm not whatever. I'm not freaking out about it. I think they're gonna do something else for All-Star Grand Queendom. I don't know if it's gonna be Starlight Kid again.
Yeah, what do we think it's gonna be?
Theorized.
I guess we'll find out on.
Well,
when do we find out? Do you think the 13th day of a Cock and Horse show? When are they going to start building to All-Star Grand Queendom? Because it's only 2 months away.
Maybe I have another theory. Maybe I'm going to come back to this later when we go through the rest of the show.
Okay, fine. I know what you're going to say anyway, but yeah, let's wait until we get to that match. So, backstage,
Really?
Sayaka Kamitani reiterates that she wants to run it back Starlight Kid again. She mocks Sayaka again. Starlight Kid says, despite being in the business for 10 years, she still hasn't reached Sayaka Kamitani's level. She said that next time she'll break Saya's leg as well. Damn. Sayaka said once again that she will take everything from Sayaka Kamitani and that she's the one to break Sayaka Kamitani's curse. So that's the second time she said that, and I think she also said on X. So there's clearly a thread there.
Yes.
I do want to say it is a huge Tamism to lose all your matches before getting a big match. So I just remember in my mind she lost like every 5-star GP match before winning the red belt in 2024.
But that was explicit part of the story.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I also think it's a Tamism how Sayaka's being booked right now. But let's see. Right. I think we've said everything we can about that match. Awesome match. One of the best.
Yes.
One of the best red belt matches in a long time, I think. One of my favorite Saya match since the Tam one overall, and my favorite ever Sayaka Kamitani performance, if you want a conclusion on what I think about it.
Do you think this is gonna be in your top 10 at the end of the year?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not anything against this match. There's just a lot of good fucking wrestling. so
it's crazy where we are at like the first week of February.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
like 5 matches that I think have to be on my top 10. Like, where the fuck are we?
Yeah, we always think that, and then something else always comes along. That's why I can't say that. But it is for sure up there as one of the best red belt matches. So
what I'm gonna say is that this might be controversial, and we might get kicked off the network for this one.
Yeah. Better than Tanahashi's?
Like, after Tanahashi Okada, I was sure this was gonna be my number one, and this is like a once-in-a-lifetime moment memory for me. It's already kinda like going more and more into the back of my mind, like it's already kind of dropping comparably to other matches.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say why.
In my mind, like already Miyu Watanabe and Suzume is like ranking above it already. So maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
No, I feel you. I prefer not to speak. So should we start at the top of the card and just go quickly through these undercards?
Yes. Sorry, I was taking a sip.
Right.
Right. We had in the pre-show match 0. We had 2 match 0s actually. The first one was the what was it called? Pine Speed.
Yeah. Pine
match.
Speed 5-way
match. This was for the number 1 contendership. I didn't get that. I thought it was actually for the title and almost lost my mind at the end of this match.
Yep.
It was Momokogo. She beat Yuna Mitsumori in 6 minutes. Also in the match, Azusa Inaba, Kyoka Kotatsu, and Lady C. So yeah, Momokogo is the number 1 contender now for the high speed.
She botched
belt.
the fuck out of that finish. That was insane.
It's true. It's true.
Kyoka moves a lot faster now, I think, right?
She's improving. I've been mentioning this.
Yeah, I think this is when this is a match
as well.
Because before I didn't believe you. I was like, okay, Tim, yeah, whatever. She's just your SLG from the Gleek days, But no, this was the match where I was like, oh, she is actually improving.
Yes, I think so too. Right. After that, we had a 6-man match. I briefly talked about it earlier. It was God's Eye, Hina, Rana Yagami, and Tomoka Inaba. They defeated Ane Kanaya, Kikyo Furusawa, and Sayaka Kurara by Hina pinned Sayaka, right?
Yep.
Which set up her later white belt challenge, spoilers. So it made sense that she got the pin here, and for me it also made sense why Sayaka got pinned here.
Well, she also pinned Sareee on the last Korakuen, right? On the 31st.
Yes, that also. Hina was ranking up the wins, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I thought this was a good match. I thought it was a great match for its position on the card. I thought it was just good shit all around. Hina and Sayaka basically had a singles match here. And
and it was good.
I hadn't seen like Hina's chokeslam variation before. She's just got so many cool moves that just kind of go under the radar. But I really like that chokeslam. And Anna Kanaya's drop kicks are really good. They're the sort of drop kicks I like.
She is very good.
They're great. They're clean. They're crisp. She takes the right bump on them as well. I think she's almost mastered that drop kick. So very impressed by that. Oh, nice. Sayaka. Let's talk about her in ring, not for 20 minutes, okay? But she runs the ropes really fucking fast, okay? Like, she runs the ropes so fast, she almost messed up like a springboard crossbody, but she kind of saved it. Her Tokimeki spear is insane, and I do think her in-ring ability does get undersold. I think she's a very good worker.
Yes. She does this like overhead bulldog stunner thing now. Yeah. Where she runs up the turnbuckle, And that looks flawless every time too. So, and that's not like an easy move to pull off every time. So, she does a lot of good shit now. She does a like normal Tokimeki kata. I think she actually calls it her usual kata. So she does a lot of that, and yeah. I mean, everybody says it. Like Aya Sakura said it in her column too. That Sayaka's just working twice as hard as all the others in her class. Because she was behind from the start, she has no athletic background. That's why she thinks she has to work twice as hard. Right, yeah. And she, that's why she improves so fast and heavily. So
I translated those blogs and I haven't read them.
You should. They are really good. And they are so time-coded. It's so funny. Yeah.
But no, Sayaka's good. I really, just the rope running really stood out to me. She just fucking flings at those, like Braun Breaker style, the big dog.
What? Okay.
All right, continue.
One thing I was just thinking of, as you mentioned the Fed, I was listening to a Wrestling Observer, I think the other day, and Dave mentioned someone, I think from the Fed, who has been out injured for, I think, 13 months, or was it an AEW wrestler with a broken finger?
Really?
Who was that? I think it was a women's wrestler from either WWE or AEW.
Broken finger.
Who has been out for 13 months with a broken finger.
Nothing.
So that's.
Wait, is it
scary,
Rhea? I mean, she's not out now, but didn't she have something like that?
Nah, but she's wrestling.
Yeah, that's
true. I think it's someone who has legit not wrestled because of her finger.
I mean, if you know who it is, just tell us. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's like a broken finger can be pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
If you get an infection or whatever. That
well, like I said, it was just insane she didn't botch anything as well.
Yes.
Like some of her moves are not easy.
And I also think, yeah. No, absolutely. And I think people are also like underrating the severity this can have potentially, but let's hope for the best, of course. I think we would have heard something if it was really like terrible, but
we still don't. Well, we'll talk about it later, but we still don't have a fucking Korakuen Hall card for Friday, which is insane. So,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Do you remember when Mayu had her finger fucked up a couple of years ago?
No, probably before my time.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, doesn't matter. We had Rina against Fuwa-chan. 13 minutes. This was crazy. I liked this. This was great.
I thought it was smart they put it on YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, they did. That's true. Yeah, that was cool. And yeah, I did notice the forearms now. She has to work on those, but I think she has like, in general, she has like good in-ring instincts. I like to call it. Like she knows what to do at the right time and how to sell correctly.
Like I said, she's an awesome bumper as well.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I think what she does looks good. Like, I mean, Senka isn't wrong. She does a lot of fucking things for her level of experience, but except for her elbows, what she does is competent. Like, I thought her Shining Wizard looked so fucking cool, actually.
Yeah, no, I thought it was, I think I actually wrote down she has a great Shining Wizard. Like, if you compare that Shining Wizard to, I don't know if you remember, Kazuna Tanaka in Marigold, her running knee strike. I hate that running knee strike a lot. They're different moves, but like, if you look at like how their limbs move and how they're taking the dump, like, the dump? How they're taking the bump. Fuwa-chan does it like a pro. Like, great Shining Wizard.
Yes.
I think she's a natural. Like, just in terms of charisma, how she plays to the crowd, I think she's great. Do you know her age?
No.
Guess.
I don't think she's that young, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I say 26.
Ah, so you were like me. She's 32.
Oh.
I did not know that.
That makes sense.
I had looked it up during this match. That kind of made me, I'm not going to say she's old. I mean, she's only 2 years older than me, right? But in terms of like wrestling, like I don't think she's like going to have like a long run as like a red belt champion or something like that. Like if she was like 22, right? Then you'd be like, oh, limitless potential. So,
I knew she is like, she's a mother. Is she a mother of two?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or does she have one kid?
No, I don't know any of that.
I think she has a family and everything, so yeah.
But anyway, so she is a natural because it tends to be that the older people are like much better promos, right? Because they're just more confident, right? They're like less nervous. And then you have people like Rina who are just like freaks and just good at it when they're like 18.
Yes.
But no, she's just a natural.
Yeah. I mean, probably her previous career helps her.
It absolutely does. That's kind of the point I'm making.
She's been so much in the spotlight as a comedian. You gotta know how to sell to the audience in a way. So absolutely. Other than that, yeah, she lost in the end, which she should have. Good decision there. Yeah, I actually was surprised how back and forth it was. I thought Rina might be a little more of a bully, like Azumi and Shuri were in the previous Fuwa-chan matches in the Hurricanes, but I mean, obviously on a pay-per-view you want to give the
and also free on YouTube.
You don't want to give them a squash match or whatever.
So a lot of Fuwa-chan fans are probably watching for the first time, and
yes,
how you capitalize on being a hot promotion is you want more people in your funnel, right? You don't just stay complacent and then like, oh, okay, we're hot now, I don't need to keep on putting people at the top of the funnel. In business, like there's like a sales process, right? You always want clients at the top of your funnel at all times. You never want it to stop just because you're selling to 20 people. No, you still need to market your product, right? You want more people to buy it. So yes, they just want to have more fans coming in, seeing the promotion. So of course they're going to give Fuwa-chan something. Just another thing, like her kickouts on like the near falls, they were really good. So like, I don't know if you noticed at one point, like she was like trying to cradle Rina and she wanted to sell like how close she was to winning. So she sort of like jumped out of the pin to like help sell Rina exploding out the pin at the last second. That's the sort of shit you see veterans do. Okay. And she's in her 7th match. That's kind of what I mean by being a natural. Just little things like that.
Absolutely. I think she had probably the best, what's it called?
I don't know. I can't help you.
Sorry. No, I was just having different problems.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that up.
No, put it in the top one. I'm the bottom one is for.
She had probably the I might let this in. These small ones, who cares? Prerequisite, I think, is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
For becoming or for being a natural,
Yeah.
She doesn't have. I mean, she had the best trainers. She already had an excursion essentially when she trained in the UK. She was training with Husky. She was training with the Ito Dojo. And like a normal rookie doesn't get all that support. Like she can obviously afford the best training she can get because she probably has a lot of money left.
Well, not even that. It's in Stardom's interests to make sure she has the best training because they want to capitalize on the popularity.
As well, yeah, absolutely. So that's not how a usual rookie gets to go into the business. So obviously she has a lot of advantages there.
Yep. Cool. And then promo time.
Yep.
So Rena said that.
Can you remind me later about? I got a hot take about like running knees later.
Oh hell yeah! Okay.
Anyway.
So Rena, wait, how much later? How do I know when to prompt you?
I'm gonna remember.
Okay.
I have it written in my thing, I think.
Promo time. Rena said that she doesn't acknowledge Fuwa-chan as a pro wrestler and told her she's more interesting when she lives on the edge, so she should cut out the good guy shit. And good guy Fuwa-chan. Oh, Rena said that good guy Fuwa-chan is stuck in the prelims, so she wants her to go bad. Fuwa-chan said she wanted to chat more shit, but she lost, so she can't. But she did call Rena's makeup bad, so there you go. Backstage, Rena is upset that Tara Okada keeps on calling Fuwa-chan special. And backstage, Fuwa-chan says her mouth is writing checks that she can't cash yet, but she wants to keep training and she wants the future belt.
All right. That would be a good spot for her, I guess. Fighting for the future belt. Anyway.
Agreed.
Next up, we had the most important match of the night. It was for the Kawaii of Kawaii title. I think it was the 1000th defense of the title. As Maki Ito defeated Aya Sakura in 12 minutes, it was for Tam's honor, and Aya lost. Well, I kind of liked this match, actually. I thought this was pretty good. I don't have that many notes on the match itself. Like, obviously it was more about like the whole thing around it, basically. Like the objective of the match, I guess.
Yeah.
About who's the cutest in the company. Obviously it used to be Tam, so Aya had to fight for her honor, but in the end she didn't make it, but yes, I think this is actually a good decision. In the moment, I was upset, actually, that Aya Sakura lost this. But I think this is great for her to just create a foil for her, to have a rival and, just to help her, like, boast out, like, this new side of Aya, this very, a lot more confident and a lot more charismatic side.
This feud put Sakura in a position to show off her character work, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think this loss helps her more than anything to further develop this character. Like if she just beat Maki Ito, that like the road would be at the end basically for the story. So,
well, not only that, but from the other point of view, like Maki Ito now keeps the belt so she can run these mid-card feuds with other people, right?
Yes.
So I think, so with the Aya Sakura, she obviously benefited from this feud, no matter whether she won or not. And the thing to remember is that we shouldn't forget that Japanese fans aren't always work rate buffs like we are, like Sickos are. If you look at all the shit that gets over in Japan, it isn't just the best belt or belt wrestlers, right? There's some correlation, but look at Fukugen Death, right? She's like one of the most over people on the card. Look at fucking Megaton, okay? awful, but she was the most over person on that show that I was at live, easily. So, do we talk about Fukin Def or, I guess, Megaton taking up roster spots? Like, I mean, not really. Like, if Maki wants to stay lower down the card and have these character evolution feuds with people, I'm fine with it. If she's going to touch a white or red belt, I'll be the first to complain. So, until she doesn't do that, I'm fine with it.
I didn't think she was bad here, though. She has a pretty good running foot stomp. I
didn't think the match was that good, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, okay. I think it wasn't great. I think there was like a lot of like sloppiness, I guess. I mean,
yeah, no, I thought Aya had like a triangle choke on at one point that looked very good.
Yeah, and we know how good Ai Sakura is. Like, she could have easily better matches, right? So I just have to think that, okay, Maki just wasn't that great in this match, and that's fine. Like, I know she can go because I've seen her have good matches with Miyu Mashita and other people, so I know she can work a good match. Just this particularly, I don't think was one of those.
I do think, and I've always said this, Makito is one of the best clover leaves.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I've said this forever. Like,
yeah,
you can probably see like board posts from me from like 3 years ago where I said Makito is the best clover leaf in the world, because she does it like very high angle, and she does it like a Walls of Jericho type thing, Lion Tamer or whatever.
Yeah,
but like as a clover leaf, and it looks crazy every time.
No, I agree. I also noted that though. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I think, should we move on?
Yep, so promo time. So Maki Ito asked Sakura to come out to 551, which is a pork bun place in Osaka. Sakura says she knows a great place in Namba, which is like south of the city, and it's got huge ass shopping centers. It was a very cool place. I like Namba. And they've got this fucking entire underground shopping center next to Namba Metro. It is crazy. I had some churros there, so very touristy. Anyway, after Sakura said she knows a great place in Namba, Maki Ito hit her with a stunner. And then backstage, Maki Ito said she isn't going anywhere with Sakura and she'll go to 551 by herself. And then Aya Sakura said she had hoped that Maki Ito asking her to go out and eat meant that they became friends, since that's what Maki Ito came to Stardom to do. But then Ito hit her with a stunner, so Ito basically said fuck you to her, and Sakura wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, I do think, I have this theory, right? I do think maybe Maki Ito is full of shit.
I think she might be full of shit, yeah.
Yeah. Because she keeps saying she wants to make friends, but she clumsily always like does the wrong thing in the wrong moment. But maybe that's not clumsy. Yeah. Maybe that's her being full of shit, you know?
Yeah.
This was kind of obvious. This wasn't accidentally, obviously. So she lets the mask slip early, I guess. Anyway, after this, we had a 4-way tag team match, which means 4 teams of 2, obviously. Neo Genesis, Azumi Miyu Hamasaki won against Billy Ken Death, which is Fukigen Death's Osaka gimmick, Kuidaore Husky, which is Husky's also Osaka gimmick, I guess, newly invented.
Yeah, they're just Osaka gimmicks, yeah.
Yeah, Natsupoi and Saori and also Sayaida and Yuri Ahime were in this match. Do you want to go through this one?
So backstage, Sayaida said she's going to be out for a while, and she's getting a plate removed in her hand. So Sayaida will be sadly away for a bit.
Yes. Yeah, that's fucking terrible. But best wishes to her.
Yeah.
Hope she has a speedy recovery. Yeah, this match was kind of nothing. It did have some crazy high-speed action in the middle there, because obviously there was Azumi and there was Natsupoi in there, and there was Fukigen, even Husky. They're all great high-speed wrestlers, so it went pretty fast. It was entertaining, but nothing to talk about, really. We move on to Shuri defeating Saki Kashima in 7 minutes only. That was a short match. Yeah, and I think I expected a bit more from this one.
Oh, I thought it was just me, to be honest. I thought I was going to be the low man on this.
Nah, it was kind of unremarkable. There were some fun spots. I did enjoy the shenanigans on the outside, I call them, when Saki tried to leave the arena and not Stars, what am I talking about? God's Eye all together stopped her, and then Shuri wanted to fucking suplex her on the concrete floor.
I know, like
God's eye had to stop her too.
That was good.
that made me laugh, yeah. Yeah, but then it was basically, they went back to the ring. There was one cool spot where Saki was like really defiant in the end. Like usually Saki is like the biggest coward.
She no-sold a PK kick, a penalty kick.
Yes, exactly. And kicked out at one. And
then kicked out at two. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that was basically the highlight of the match, but then Shuri, there were a couple pin reversals, but Shuri got the pin in the end.
She won with her.
It was fun.
Saki's pin, no? Wasn't it Revival? Isn't that?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So I think she won with
that, to be honest.
And I think the story is that she doesn't want to murder Saki. So she won with a pin, which is kind of a funny way to end it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I'm just not caught up on the lore between these two. So that's just the me problem. So I think it was a good match, but it just didn't hit personally for me because I don't know enough. And we spoke earlier in the show about lore and knowing stuff, and this is where I failed. So
yeah, but I am aware, and I thought it was kind of unremarkable as well. These two had matches in the past that I probably all of them liked better, maybe, and that kind of played the story better too between those two. Yeah, but I don't have to explain the entire lore to you, I don't think. Unless you want me to.
Nah.
We're 2 hours in. I think we should.
Yeah, just type it in the channel or something.
Yeah.
I mean, Velka's going to do it anyway. So.
All right. But anyway, this was where my hot take comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You know Shuri, right? She is one of the best wrestlers in the world, right?
Are you going to shit talk Shuri? Okay, go for it. Go off, King.
I hate Shuri's running knee.
Yeah. Wait, is that the standing, like, it's a standing one, right? Like a running one?
No.
Yeah.
She does a running one where she just kind of drags her leg over her opponents. It looks so unimpactful. It's like the least impactful thing Shuri does, like by miles. It's like the complete antithesis of what Shuri does in every single one of her other moves. Her running knee strike is not great. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
She should just not do it altogether. It's not her thing to do it.
No,
she's not a Kenny Omega or whatever.
I'm with you on that. And all right, so backstage promo time. So Saki Kashima was like, you know, I joined God's Eye so I wouldn't have to face Yuri in a singles match. So why the fuck did we do a singles match today? Suri was like, hey, you shouldn't have announced your retirement so casually because now people don't know if it's real. So I think you should do a press conference. And then Saki agreed. But Saki agreed only if Suri accompanies her. So they're going to do a press conference and Suri will be there.
That's cool. All right. After this, we had a highly debated match, I think. Or like a highly divisive match, rather. It was the 5-on-4 handicap gauntlet match between Mimi Loca and Empress Nexus Venus. So, should I go through this first, or do you want to give your takes? What do you think?
You go for it.
Alright, I am, from what I read on the internet, I am definitely a high man on this match. I do think it was a bit rough early on to get going. That's true. It was very long. I can understand if you don't like the length because it was extremely long. That's kind of what's gonna happen if you have like 10-minute time limit gauntlet matches. But obviously one side had like Waka Tsukiyama and to a lesser degree Xena to get out of there first. But once it got to the Rina Yamashita versus Hanako, Suzuki versus Maika, and Rian versus Akira portions of the match, I highly enjoyed this one. Especially I thought Suzu and Maika were fucking insane in this match. They just dropped bombs after bombs, like they went hard for the entire 10 minutes. No pause. I think Maika got fucking hurt badly. I don't know how bad it is yet, but I hope. Looked like a stinger probably. they put like a neck brace on her and she couldn't move her right arm. I think it was, I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. I couldn't tell you the spot it was in either. I watched it back actually to like look carefully where it might have happened, but I couldn't tell you. But that was sick. I thought Rina and Hanako was sloppy, but in the good way, the kind of sloppiness I like, where it just looks like it heightens the danger of the match in a way, because someone might just land on their head any second now.
She was going for a splash mountain on Hanako, which is fucking lunacy. So the fact that she's even attempting it, like to like tease it, I kind of like that. So yeah, the fact that it didn't look clean, yeah, no shit, like that move is crazy on Hanako.
No, yeah, absolutely. And then we had like the biggest feud of this rivalry, basically, with Akira and Rian in the main event of this little match, which I thought was a great decision to let these two finish. Obviously, they had to do this in a way, because, I mean, they didn't have to do this, but obviously they kind of wanted to protect the others. So this was where the deciding pinfall had to happen. And Akira finally got her win over Rian, which was awesome too. And I thought their stretch was really fun as well. Like, just really fun wrestling between them two. Just shows how much Akira has progressed in recent memory, and also Rian is getting better. And I highly enjoyed the stretch. Like like the first, I guess 13 minutes were kind of nothing, when like Itsuki had to get rid of Sina and Waka Tsukiyama, but everything after that I really enjoyed a lot. So I'm pretty high on this match actually. This was, yeah. I do.
Go on.
Sorry, one last thing. I do have the advantage, other than other people, that I slept through this for the first time. Like, I think I fell asleep like when Itsuki Aoki defeated Rina around that point, and then I woke up like half an hour later. So
Xena?
I kind of watched this in pieces. What did I say?
Rina,
yeah, Xena. So I kind of watched this in pieces. I had like the first 10 minutes I watched live, and then I went back in the intermission and watched like the next 15 minutes, and then the normal show continued, and then after the show I went back and watched the last 10 minutes or whatever. So I could watch this match like digested in 3 parts. I didn't have to sit through the entire 35 minutes in one piece. That is probably the main thing that elevated this match. That makes me the high man on this match, honestly. I can believe that if you sat through all 35 minutes, that it was maybe very much too long and a bit strenuous, for some parts. So that's probably my big advantage I had for this one.
Yeah, I was kind of the opposite of you, I guess, because I loved the Itsuki portion. I thought that was my favorite, but I don't think that's a surprise, because Itsuki's literally one of my favorites. So.
Okay, to be fair, that was the portion, as I just said, where I kind of dozed off, and I was so fucking exhausted. So I maybe have to watch back Itsuki's portion, or just kind of have to believe you that it was good.
I thought Itsuki was great, and I love the fact she's like getting this stage to perform on. There's the Xena portion. I like that they took it slow with like hard hitting elbows and chops to each other. You know, Itsuki was like screaming like when she was getting chopped by Xena, because that's meant to be Xena's gimmick. There was a really sick bump from Itsuki on Northern Lights where she did like a last second tuck in on her head, and it's VENY does that bump. So that's like one of her signature bumps on like a Northern Lights suplex or whatever, where you think she's going to get like dropped on her head and she tucks it at the last second. So I thought that was really sick from Itsuki. Itsuki and Hanako, I thought Itsuki did really great selling the tiredness of like she's going, this is her the third wrestling match she's facing.
This actually.
I thought she was so good at selling that, and I thought it was really compelling that she was getting bullied by Hanako. She had a sick German suplex on Hanako. I thought she was a goner on the first boot, and then Hanako just did like a small lariat, which I thought was weird. But no, I love the Itsuki portion. Rina and Hanako, you mentioned that Splash Mountain was insane, and then Rina also did a German suplex to Hanako. I thought it was a cool double elimination as well.
Oh yeah.
Mike and Suzu, I guess going before Akira and Rian was funny in the moment. I did think it would be a draw, to be honest. There were also some mishaps where like Suzu was going for a Hurricane Rana pin and she just powerbombed herself. So I think there was like just a little that. But who cares? Because then they started dropping each other on their head with Germans. So I was like,
Yes.
And Maika's Michinoku driver is, I don't know if I've seen a better Michinoku driver. She has a really brutal one. That's the Michinoku driver 2, I think she calls it, or whatever, right? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it looks sick. So really, really enjoyed that. So
It's basically a wrist clutch.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Akira and Rian, I thought they had a better match at Takadana Baba. So on the 25th? I don't remember what day. It was 24th, 25th. I thought they had a better singles match there. So I was just comparing it to that. So I thought it was fine at the end.
Yeah.
But their other singles match was great because Akira was like being the bully. And I just thought it was better, basically. Also, with Rian,
it's really popped for the finish, I think.
Oh, the finish was cool. The arm lock by Akira. I thought that was a cool finish.
Yes.
But yeah. So overall, I think there was some really good stuff in this match. I think the main reason this match is suffering is because, like, imagine if Bazilla was a part of it, it would have been insane. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one thing that you're comparing it to. And also, when you're thinking about matches within this series between the two units, the Dream Queendom one, maybe it was because that was their live, but that one was way better for me. That had like way more high spots that I popped for. Yeah. I was going crazy for it. So I mean,
that was also like, wasn't there Megan Bain in that too?
Megan Bain and Bazilla, yeah. They were insane in that match. And so I think it was this match, the ending one, wasn't the best match in the series. So that kind of like psychologically, I guess, makes you think, okay, this match wasn't great. It didn't really deliver. If they just had this match and didn't have anything else in the series, I think people probably would have been higher in this match. So I think there is some fatigue there. That's just kind of how these things work, I think. So you know how Marigold books their big matches, where you see like 10 to 15 preview tags, and then you're kind of underwhelmed at the big match? Like, you don't get some really great previews, and the big match is sacrificed a tiny bit. But I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Because unless you're relying on the culminating match to draw, and in this case you aren't, because they had Sayaka, Kamitani, and Starlight Kid, then I'm happy we got all of those preview matches as well. And they did what they could with Bazilla being out. So,
but I do have to question. If you say, and I totally believe you, that the Itsuki Aoki part ruled as well. Because I kind of just like...
Well, I kind of like her, so maybe that's just me.
I didn't watch that with my full brain power because I was about to doze off. And I just assumed that was the part of the match that must have sucked when everybody hated this match so much, so...
No, I liked it.
Yeah. So that doesn't make sense.
I think every singles match here was at least good. So overall, this was a good match to me. I liked it.
And I read like insane things too, that like the booking or like the pairings that didn't make sense, and it's not.
Oh, I don't have any opinions on that.
Everything made sense. Everything made sense about this match, the way they did it, I thought. Even putting the rookies last made sense to me, at least. Because, yeah, they had this brewing feud underneath.
Well,
who gets...
With the pairings thing, people might just be referring to the fact that their previews were really good. And they had previews with people where, they did good stuff. So I think people were just expecting more of that. Like I said, if they didn't have the previews, I think people would probably think differently about this match.
Okay. Well, the most important thing about this match maybe happened after. Did you want to go through this? Do you have
the promo time? So Suzu Suzuki was like, "Hey, Maika, I know how hard it is being leader of a unit, and sometimes you have to be the bad guy to raise your juniors up." Then she asked Akira to speak because Akira won the match, and Akira said that she was super nervous, and then asked Mavida Loca if she can continue to stand beside them. So the usual type of promo. Yamashita's crying, and then they hug, and then they go up the ramp together. Cute as fuck. That's my unit. Maika then said, EXV have grown so much that she wants them to go somewhere that they can grow more freely. So she's disbanding the unit, effective immediately. So there is another aspect to this. Like, why didn't they just do like a disband, loser disbands?
I don't know.
So yeah, that's one criticism.
Maybe they thought it would give the finish away or whatever.
Really? I wouldn't have known, because I didn't know that Maika was going away. So apparently Maika...
I mean, they obviously...
Yeah,
what?
I was going to say, Maika said that she's going away for a bit. I don't know if that's because of the injury suffered in this match. So she's...
I don't know either.
Yeah, so...
Wait, I didn't even read that. I only read the fucking...
I think it was backstage. She said it.
Huh. Oh my god, that throws everything off for me. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I think like EXV was formed in this building. So it was kind of fitting that they also disbanded there. And I think that they do think about these things. And I think that's why this was always probably the plan. This is just speculation, by the way. Why do I even need to disclaim that? It's my podcast. But I think the plan for Maika's return was probably to do a short run just to disband the unit before she needs a longer break. Because what was the unit doing before that? they were flailing, right?
Yeah,
they were like they were just like flopping in deep water. So maybe it was like, okay, you guys.
I mean, that unit was doomed.
Yeah, you guys need to do something. Let's come back. I'm good enough to do a short run. I'll disband the unit. You guys can join new units, and then I can rest up properly. If Maika keeps on wrestling, by the way, then maybe I misread the translation, but I was under the impression that she's gone for a bit after this.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That kind of, I thought it may have had to do, because like to your point earlier, why it would have been obvious, because they kind of told the story the entire build up, right? Hanako was mad at Maika.
Yeah, I guess, sure.
They constantly had these miscommunications and
I still think there would have been more heat if you just put a stipulation on it.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I thought maybe it has something to do. That's like my deep, what's it called?
Headcanon.
Whatever, headcanon.
Speculation.
My deep speculation is that it may have something to do with contract season coming up. I don't hope it has to do with Maika's contract. That would suck a lot if she left. I thought maybe like
where would she go?
Waka leaves or Xena or whatever, and they just decided to disband the unit. I don't know. You never know what happens. Freelance, Marigold, who knows? I thought they wanted to shuffle up a bit too. I have no idea what's gonna happen. So my pet theory was that like, I mean, that doesn't matter now. I thought Maika was gonna go for Saya, maybe for Ostagon Queendom, but if she's gone, that's not gonna happen.
Let's see.
I did kind of think, because like the Cosmic Angels were all so much in the dumps and at their low point, that Maika just wanted a new crew who she could like lead to defeat the evil hate unit. And as the new leader of Cosmic Angels, she was gonna go after Sayaka Kamitani. And
wow,
her whole promo about that she cut on Empress Nexus Venus was actually coming true with the Cosmic Angels instead. Like when she came back, in early December, when she cut that awesome promo.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking
because
wild.
like obviously Cosmic Angels need a leader in a way, right? They don't really have it.
Wait, I can't tell if you're doing a bit. Are you being serious?
What?
Okay, maybe you're doing a bit. I actually can't tell. You know, that's the fun of it. Don't tell me if you're doing a bit. I don't want to know.
Okay.
Cool. Should we move on?
Anyway, cool. Yes. Next up, we had the Goddesses of Stardom title match. It was Natsuko Tora and Ruaka, the champions, defending against Stars B, Priestley, and Hanan in 15 minutes. And they defeated them, luckily. I was very much rooting for Tora and Ruaka.
This is just to cut to the chase. Like, this match would have been absolutely nothing, but I was emotionally invested in BMI 2000 winning here. I need these fuckers to lose all of the belts in Yokohama. I need it to happen. So I was...
Oh, you're there too.
Yeah, so I was hoping, I was praying BMI 2001. So I was biting on these nearfalls, okay? I didn't want Stars to win this. So that helped me enjoy this match, basically.
Yeah, to me, yeah, kind of the same, but it was just kind of nothing match. I think Hanan looked okay in this one. She looked pretty good. She did most of the match. I don't think I saw B in there. Like,
no, she was barely in there. I don't mind Hanan. Like, I don't. It doesn't mean I support her or I'm a huge fan, but I don't mind her. She's inoffensive to me as a character. I do think she's a good wrestler. I still hate the gear.
Yes.
I'm still not interested in her having a top babyface run.
I thought she looked better here. I think she changed something.
Okay, maybe.
Did the hair get better? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. But I don't care about her having a top babyface run, but I think she's totally fine in the mid card. Raka is offensive. She's legitimately offensive to me. I don't think her character does anything. It's in status. It doesn't evolve. It's the same thing for half a decade. Don't care. But Hanan's not on that level for me. I think she's fine in the mid card. And Stars is a mid card stable, so yeah, you know.
She fucked up some pin breakup again, right?
Yeah, she threw a crate to break up a pin and it didn't really hit correctly.
Yeah. That was weird. Yeah. Like, considering it was a big pay-per-view, third from the top match, it definitely didn't deliver to the standards it should. But
I thought it was above average, to be honest.
It was an okay match, definitely. Was just kind of there, and I was just kind of really hoping. I just thought it was the wrong match from the start, like B and Hana, and challenging for these titles was never a good idea in my opinion, so it was just kind of whatever, get it over with.
I mean, well,
get these two out of here.
B Priestley has to watch out for Momokoga now, so we'll see how that goes. So backstage, by the way, Natsuka Tora's Swanton Bomb is sick. Just want to say that. I love Natsuka. Also, I love her senton, the running senton. It's beastly. Mm-hmm. Backstage, Natsuka Tora was like, the good thing about Stars used to be that no matter how many times you beat them up, they'd claw their way up. They'd get knocked down, they still get back up. They'd bounce back from anything. That was always the strength of Stars. But right now, Stars doesn't have that. Then Natsuka Tora goes on to say, maybe it really is impossible without Iwa... And then she stops it. So she was about to say Iwatani.
Wow.
And then she doesn't say
it's nasty.
So I do think it's funny that they kind of have like a similar policy to WWE, AEW and not mentioning wrestlers. I mean, I'm obviously joking, but it's nowhere near as bad as that. Yeah. And I think Tora was just joking. Like she would be able to mention it if she wants to. Yeah. But it was a funny joke. And then Raka was like, that was close. So there you go. Some fun backstage comments. All right. Last match we're going to discuss.
Yes, it was the Wonder of Stardom title match where Konami defeated Ami Sourei in 19 minutes, and I was also rooting for the heel here for similar reasons.
It definitely was, yeah.
Which is kind of the crux of the match to me, because obviously I think the work was really good here.
This was a great match, yeah.
I self-manipulated the match to me because I was rooting against the babyface, but I think they did the babyface fire really well, but I rooted against her, so I was like, I was invested in the opposite that they tried to tell me. So
oh no, for sure.
I think they did that job well, but it was my own brain was at fault for me not being into this match as much as I could have if I really wanted Ami to win, which I didn't at all. So
yeah, if you were on Ami's side, this was like a really well structured, great match, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So it was a great match for me, but for like different reasons, like reasons they weren't doing in the match. So.
I could see that this was like the way it was structured and the way Ami especially played like a beast of a babyface. I think they did that very well. I can judge that on like the objective level, but I was just rooting against her, so it didn't work for me the entire gameplay in a way. But like the way did you see how she just no-sold the spray paint? That was
I literally wrote down that it was hilarious that she did half the match with like blackface. I mean, I'm joking, but it was funny.
Why did she go back to the black spray paint, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
I thought it was good.
It's kind of weird that she was wrestling for 15 minutes like that. But hey, you know, I'm not going to say, yeah.
Well.
I popped huge for when Ami hit the thunder.
Oh shit, I forgot again. Happy Black History Month, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, yeah. So when Ami hit her Thunder Slam move, right? I forgot what it's fucking called.
I wanted to do that in the intro.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I mean, you didn't forget, right? So it's the thought that counts. So Ami hit her Thunder Slam, and she goes for 1, 2, 3. So I was so happy and I popped so hard when Azusa pulled the ref out. Yes. I was like, let's fucking... That was
so sick.
The only time I've ever popped for a ref pull on a pin count. And then I got really into the match after the spray paint can gimmick because I thought there was a chance Ami could win because of like how much she was playing the babyface. So like I said, she was a really good babyface. So I kind of believed she was going to win. I was just screaming for Konami to kick Ami's head off. I smiled so much when Konami did the punt kick.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was the finish.
Those kicks were brutal.
Yeah. I mean, her diving enziguri, like I said, I love that. That's one of my favorite moves in wrestling. That's awesome.
Yes.
And then Konami got in the ruthless sleeper hold that she beats everyone with. So I mentioned it after the Rina defense. Like, this sleeper hold has been deliberately built up for someone to break out of. I feel like someone's going to break out the choke, or something's going to happen. I think it might be Hana. Maybe she powers out of it and then hits some crazy move on Konami to win. I don't know what's happening, but they've built this sleeper hold up very good.
Yes. No, I think this was very well done.
Good match. Right winner.
Yes, absolutely. This has 6.9 on Cage Match. I think that's low. Everything on this show looks insanely low to me on Cage Match. What the fuck is going on there?
So, promo time.
And I do wanna...
Oh, go on.
Wait, what did I want to mention here?
I don't know.
Oh, did you see Ami Sorei's AI graphics?
No.
No, not Ami Sorei's, Konami's. Konami has AI graphics of her spray cans, and they're just monster cans. That was kind of...
I didn't see that.
It looked kind of stupid.
Fucking AI.
And I also wanted to bring up another point on this match specifically, because like one thing I heard a lot is that like the crowd was completely dead. I think what I noticed in this match is it was just an all-time terrible like crowd miking going on, because you could see and sometimes you could hear the level of crowd investment, but it was just so low in the volume of the whole mix that it was just like you could hear that a lot of people were clapping with everything, and that makes a certain level of sound, but it just didn't come through at all. I think it was just mainly the mics. You could also tell when they brawled into the crowd and like the actual ring cameras took on the sound of the crowd, that the crowd was actually very much into it, but the mics were just fucking... Maybe they completely forgot to mic the crowd. That's maybe my theory, but I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Also, did you mention that Hina challenged? Or were you gonna come to this?
This was promo time now. So,
okay.
Pokemon Master Konami. So what she said was, I successfully defended the Wonder Belt for the 3rd time. Hey, sorry, you've been running your mouth at me with all that pretty idealistic crap. But you said you'll take every one of my weapons and still win. So how does it feel to lose after saying that? Huh? And then Ami does some words. Ami's doing some words. She's talking about getting better. Konami just goes, shut up, and then kicks her in the face. And then sprays her some more. I fucking love Konami, man. Oh, God. She's so funny.
So good, man.
And then,
I love it.
So I got goosebumps at Hina coming out. I was super happy about that.
Oh, yeah, that was so awesome.
Hina comes out, because we were just talking about Hina's elevation, so...
Yes.
So Hina's like... Oh, by the way, Hina is a great promo. So she said, hey, Konami, are you happy winning like this? Yeah, I know. That's like the obvious thing everyone says, and you're probably sick of hearing it. But the real reason I'm standing here is because I want that fucking white belt. When you won it, you said, I never thought the day would come when pro wrestling would finally reward me. And that really hit me, especially after I dropped the Future title. And then Ami just lost right in front of me. And then I realized, if I don't challenge here, nothing's ever going to change. So let me challenge for it. And then Pokemon Master Konami said, wondered who you were. It's Hina, the fake big sister of Rina, from that loser pack called God's Eye. Fine. If you want this belt, I'll do it. But I just started a new collection. You'll just become another piece of my collection too. Fucking crazy. So,
this is just fucking Pokemon.
It's so amazing.
1-to-1. It's so crazy.
I bet she was a Pokemon fan.
She does it on purpose.
Yeah, she must.
I don't know.
She has to. And like I said, guys, everyone has their own distinct promo style. Hina's got a really distinct one as well, where she is insanely confident when she's cutting promos now.
Yes.
And I swear to God, her promos try to mindfuck the other person. I remember it during the Hanako feud, man. She was trying to get deep inside Hanako's brain and like do some armchair psychology. It's so funny. Yeah. So yeah, no, that was great. I love it. Now Hina's going to challenge Konami. So that's not the All-Star match. I'm assuming that's a Korakuen filler defense, but whatever. As long as Hina gets the first challenge, then at least she can be seen on that level going forward, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We're done with Osaka. Great show.
Let's get away from Osaka.
Yeah. Let's move on to New Blood 29 Tokyo Square. You said you had some things to say.
Let's
just go ahead and say them.
We can do this pretty quickly, I think. So once again, the Hero Sisters were on there. We talked about them last week. I did think the first match was better. The New Blood 28 one.
Oh, it was, for sure.
Against Rana and... Who was it? Rana and Tomoka, right?
Yep.
I simply think, obviously whoever is against them is gonna be the heel. In Tokyo Square, the people love to boo the shit out of everyone going against the Hero Sisters. And Sakurara just aren't as convincing as heels yet, at least, as Rana and Tomoka were. Rana is a really good heel. We already saw it on the Sareee-ISM show on the last one, where she was a heel. She can play that role very, very well. Like, Sayaka is just not as convincing as a heel. They had this, like, funny spot though where they all kind of like did the Tom pose on the mat.
Yep.
And the crowd decided that the Hero Sisters were cuter than Sayaka and Aya. So Sayaka just stood up and kicked them. It was really funny. Got booed some more. At one point, Aya kicked Sayaka. Did you see that?
Yep.
So Aya is a snake. It's confirmed.
Maybe, yeah.
She's out for Sayaka. Anyway, this was a fun match, as always.
So I thought that the Rana Tomoka match was better. So I thought there were some spots in here that were like funnier, I guess, but I thought that the Rana match was better executed in that it like didn't rely on like the charisma of the heels, quote unquote. Whereas this match I felt was kind of carried because Sakurara like are quite charismatic, right? But Rana Tomoka just did their spots better and built a better pro wrestling match, I felt like. That's kind of why I preferred that match, whereas Sakurara's charisma just kind of like carried this match a lot. But there were some great fucking work spots in here. So
yes,
like Sakura interrupted the Masahiro spot where she like pops up between the legs. That was really good because I don't even think I've seen Ice Ribbon wrestlers do that really. They just sort of let Masahiro do that spot. So Sakura interrupting it was a like really smart way to build heat. Sakura also interrupted the Hurricane Rana driver that Masai does, which is like her signature spot. And then she turned it into a Boston Crab. So I felt like Sakura and Masai actually thought about the spots they were going to do and which of Masai's they were going to interrupt. So I don't think they did that in the Rana Tomoka match. So that aspect in particular was better. But overall, as a package, the Rana match was better. And I thought there were great niffles at the end as well.
There was one spot in the match where Sayaka just randomly kicked Masahiro in the shin.
Yeah.
Like almost like
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, I am, yeah. That cracked me up. And there was one spot where like Mase, like the whatever preschool Mase, took the bullet for Moe.
That was so cute. That was another aspect of this match.
Awesome.
They used teamwork between the sisters like more of a factor this time than in the Rana match. It was cute. So good stuff.
But it was like the little one taking the bullet for the big one.
Yeah, I like that. That was cute.
Yeah, that's really. Anyway, what else was on this show?
I
thought
nothing. Well, you mentioned the Nanami thing.
Yes, I thought the Nanami match was pretty good. And the interesting thing for me was that Nanami got a pin over Yuria Hime, right? And like it does happen on these shows, obviously, that outsiders pin Stardom talent, but it's usually like the veterans coming in who beat rookies up. This was like Nanami, who's like on a similar level, and on people on that level usually like lose on these New Blood shows. I have the feeling. I have no evidence here. This is talking off the top of my head, but for some reason, this Nanami getting the pin over Yuria was curious to me. Maybe they
could have pinned Moran. They don't mind pinning Moran. Moran needs a lot of pins. It's not like she's protecting Diana. And they could have pinned Kanai as well. She's a fucking rookie. So like Rana could have pinned Anne is what I mean. Kanai. So
exactly. But yeah, I thought like Miran would do so good.
I can't get
in like a high speed title match in Stardom or whatever.
I can't get the comparison out of my head. Again, shout out Redondo, who said that she's like Misora. Like that's her potential, right? To be like one of the best like high flying wrestlers, right? She runs the ropes at 100 miles per hour. She's fearless. I remember she had a super bad botch like with Risa Serra in October in the Diner Corkin Hall. She got dropped in her head and she didn't take any fucking time off after that. She just kept on wrestling.
She repeated the spot.
She repeated
a minute
the
later.
spot. You have good memory, yeah. She completed the spot 100 miles an hour, just as fast as she did before the botch. That is insane to me as a 16-year-old. So, yeah.
That was crazy. I never want to say that Stardom should sign people from the indies away because I do want the indies to stay strong. But like, oh my god, I want to see Miran versus Azumi. I want to see Miran versus Misora. I want to see Nanami matches in Stardom too, to be honest. So I hope these two are safe from being signed, but I wouldn't mind it if I saw a bit more of them in Stardom.
Exactly.
To be
honest. I mean, we always want
they would have some insane matches.
We always want to fantasy book dream matches, right? So that's fine. It's just part of the fandom.
Absolutely.
And yeah, no, that's all I got on this show. I mean, I'm a big Akira guy. I mean, she's an aura farmer, you know? She just reeks aura.
That's what I was gonna say.
I love Hanako getting in Akira's face, and then the look that Akira gave Hanako is like, bitch, don't step up to me.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
She improved so much. She did so well in these 2 New Blood shows. I'm a big Akira guy now, I think. Yeah. Akira's awesome. She just her charisma leveled up so much in the last couple of weeks, months, whatever. Maybe since the tag league, I don't know. Yeah, just an amazing progress to see from Akira. And this was another great singles match. Two great New Blood singles matches back to back, I thought, from Akira.
Hey.
Very good, very good.
Cool. Let's move on to some quick previews. Well, they're not previews because we don't have anything. So they only announced 2 matches so far for the 13th of February, Korakuen Hall on Friday. And that's Anakanaya and Ai Sakura versus Fuchan and Hazuki. So that's a tag match. And then we have the high-speed match between Yuna Mizumori and Momo Kogo after getting pinned in Osaka. And that is all. So they're probably going to announce a card tomorrow, if I had to guess. Well, today, I guess, when you're listening to this. I'd guess they announce it on Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. But I think it's like the latest they've announced the card for, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
And it's kind of crazy. It's a Korakuen Hall. They're so hot, they're probably still going to get like 1,000... I bet they're going to get plus 1,000. Like maybe 1,050, maybe 1,100.
Oh, for sure.
Without announcing a
When is it, Friday?
It's a Friday.
Is it the morning?
Let me check my schedule quick. 13th. It is a evening show.
Oh yeah, they're going to get 1,000.
Yeah. So there you go.
Just for being there.
Yeah.
Being Stardom.
And then on the 15th, there's a Fuji VOD. No card announced for that so far. And then on the 20th, I mean, we'll have another episode before that, but just to mention again, that is Sareee-Ino's Homecoming. So there you go. And that's the Sareee-Ino versus Saki Kashima singles match, and then the Sareee Poi versus Miyu Amasaki and Starlight.
All right. Nice. Are we done?
Yeah, let's go to Marigold. No, I'm joking. So we're doing something different today. We're going straight in to the Indie Zone.
Indie Zone.
We're skipping Marigold and TJPW. They don't have any reviews this week, and I don't want to break up the momentum with some random previews. We'll do all the previews at the end if we have time.
Yes.
Because we got 2 massive matches that I'm very excited to talk about. And the first is in Marvelous. So on the 5th of February, there was a Marvelous show at Shinkiba First Ring. And I just want to talk about the match straight away. And I don't even want to talk about the other matches yet. So it was Ai Houzan versus Miyu Momono in a singles match. So,
yep.
All right. Okay. So just to set the table, okay? All right. So I watched this match live, and I was really excited for Tim to watch it. So I told him.
Oh, and I
pretty much
disappointed you.
Pretty much as soon as after it happened. So normally I don't go yelling, saying, oh, you know, you got to watch this match. I just like put it in our shared doc that it's a recommendation. I just let Tim watch in his own time. With this match, I felt I needed to share it with Tim immediately because I was like an excited puppy. Okay. I had experienced something insane and I didn't know who to tell. And I didn't want to spoil people as well, because then that would ruin the experience they would have when they're watching it. So I kind of just had to sit by myself over a day. No one mentioned it because no one watches Marvelous live, by the way. They just wait for it to get pirated and then they watch the pirate maybe, or they just wait for Wrestle Universe. No one buys the fucking Zyko pay-per-views. Well,
when was this? When did you first see it?
This was on the 5th.
Wednesday?
Yeah, so no, Thursday.
And I didn't. Okay, I watched it Friday, right?
Yes.
Because I was
late on Friday or Saturday morning,
reason.
I think you watched it. Maybe late on Friday. Yeah.
Late on Friday.
Yeah. So it was over a day. No, you did. I think you watched it.
After work, yeah.
So, but no one's talking about it. I got so antsy. I had to go on Cage Match and write a review. I had to, I had to do translations for it. By the way, I didn't have translations at first, so I was dying for them to come out so I could actually see what was said. But yeah, this match had a huge effect on me. If you guys want to see where it is, it's my match of the year so far in 2026. So more than the Saya Starlight Kid match we spoke about, the Wrestle Kingdom matches, the Miyu Suzume, I put it above all of those. This is my match of the year currently. Damn. Right. So, background. This is why we read Shupro, okay? So, for a few weeks, ever since Houzan had that story in the magazine about her and her match with Senka falling into a pit of despair, and then she climbed out stronger, realizing it was the wake-up moment she needed. The week after, she gets booked in the main event of the next show, and so that's on the 28th of January, and Houzan literally has her will stuck in the mud for years, okay? She's gone nowhere. That's her story. She debuted in 2021. She's been training since 2019. Momono was her main trainer, her teacher, right? She has seen rookies literally surpass her, 2 rookies, Senka and Sora, surpass her, pin her early in their careers, while she gets squashed in singles matches lower down the card, okay? She has been bottom of the totem pole for years, and even when she got new juniors, nothing changed, okay? So that Shupro article spoke about her depression, her frustration, and her hopelessness. So that's the background. So following that, this match was so emotional that I haven't had this experience since Tam Sayo 2. And I don't want people to get weird and mishear that as me saying this was as good as Tam Sayo 2, because I don't think it was. But it definitely affected me emotionally in a similar way, and it made me fall in love with Houzan's character. So this, I felt, was the best performance from 2 people that I've seen on the independent scene in the past year or more. I would say longer, but it's just because I haven't been watching for longer, so I can't say it, but I'd be surprised if there was better performances. This is not a traditional match. It's quite short, okay? And we're doing a Tam Saya thing in the sense that the segment after the match is a part of it. So don't scramble to see the match because you think you're going to see a 6-star match bell to bell, okay? Forget all that shit. This is about connecting with characters. This is what pro wrestling is to me, at least. It's a character who is in the periphery, who no one gave a fuck about. I mean, no one. I didn't give a fuck about her, and I've been watching Marvelous for over a year, every single show. I mean, I think I've bought almost every single show, at least 80% of the shows. Okay, so that's a lot of financial commitment too, and I didn't give a fuck about Houzan. You could tell from her booking and the crowd reactions that others didn't care about her too. She went from that to, in my heart, one of the characters I most want to see succeed in wrestling from one match and promo. So if that's not a 10 out of 10 match and promo, I don't know what the fuck is, okay? This is what I want out of pro wrestling. I want to tear up. I want to be happy. I want my heart going crazy when people are beating the shit out of each other. I want to cry. I want the full range of emotions. The in-ring, it accompanies the story, okay? It's not the end-all and be-all. We've spoken about this. But in this case, the in-ring perfectly told the story. It was perfect. The last thing I kind of want to say before we get into the match as well is this is as real as pro wrestling gets. There was nothing fake about this entire match. Sometimes, people who are into, the hard-hitting, miscellaneous pure stuff with, super big hard-hitting Japanese guys thumping each other, right? The reason they're normally into that stuff, which I get, by the way, is because it feels real and it doesn't feel fake, because you got these 2 massive dudes, shooting on each other, right? That feels real. These 2, having the match they did, and, spoiler, crying their eyes out after, was more real than even those guys thumping each other. I promise you. I am not sure I will ever see something as real as this in 2026. Okay? I'm a spreadsheet guy, so I like putting ratings. So if you want a rating, this is easily 5 stars. I mean, what else can I give it? I teared up watching it live. It got me. Okay? What were do you want to go through the match, or do you want to give overall thoughts before that?
Well, so okay. Sorry. I wasn't aware of a lot of this going in. I wasn't aware that Mio was her trainer. I wasn't aware that Mio, she was her first match too, I think.
That might be true. I didn't know that.
She, all of the history between Mio and I was oblivious to, because I never really cared about Houzan ever before until like two weeks ago or whatever when we covered the Shupro article. And so to me, this was like my first reaction was strange in a way because I knew that something bigger was happening here, you know. I knew that something was going on that is beyond my knowledge at this point. Like at first I thought Mio just fucking hates her.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yep.
When I just saw Mio's expression in her eyes. I've never seen Mio like this. Like I've seen a lot of Mio matches, but like she had this expression in her face that was like completely different. Like she was locked in a way that I've never seen like Mio locked in before. I think just her like in a mean way, you know. Usually Mio, we always praise her as like the best babyface in the world. And the way she's that in this story as well, as we might loop back to. But in this one, she was just a killer, and she was just ruthless, and she was just, I don't know. I was like taken aback by it completely. I did, like, it was emotional as fuck. That was just kinda, you don't even have to know anything about it to realize, like, just, if you just look at in the match, the way she's just fucking wailing and the expression on her face too, it's just something completely different. What I also want to say, what elevated this for me to the next level was not my initial viewing, honestly. Obviously, because I read up on all of this after it. But like this didn't leave my mind for a couple of days, and I rewatched it like 2 days later. Like in the middle of the night, I just fucking couldn't sleep, and I just put this match back on, and that's when it truly hit for me. Like that was before, that was after I even like mentioned it in Match of the Year threads or whatever. Like that put it on another, the second viewing I had after I was more aware of everything, and after like I could like collect my thoughts about it. Rewatching it then like hit way harder, even then, like even more than on the first viewing, and it did hit on the first viewing as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I dealt with this match over the weekend. So yeah, it's just a whole different thing altogether. It's just a different experience, and if you like that wrestling can do this, if you doubt how brilliant wrestling can be, this match is just kind of the encapsulation of what it can do.
Perfect professional wrestling. It's flawless. So let's say what the match is. So it was a 5-minute match. Okay. So Miyu Momono comes down to so just so you guys are aware, I just assumed this was going to be a standard undercard match. Okay. They do this quite frequently. Like, you know, Houzan had a match against Sareee like a few months ago. Like they just have singles matches sometimes. And if they're on the undercard, normally there's some like light comedy in it to like entertain the crowd. So I thought I was getting like a normal 10-minute undercard match. But Miyu Momono walks down to the ring. She's not smiling at all. She's in no bullshit mode. So like immediately from the off, I got big match vibes just because of how Miyu Momono was being. And I also thought it was a significant match for just because of last week she was in the main event, and before that we had the Shupro articles. So I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of a big match for Houzan. So I did get that feeling live. But it was only from Mia's entrance. Before that, I thought I was getting nothing. And Mia's entrance was like, oh, okay, they want to treat this as a way to like push or something. Okay, she'll get a lot of offense in. As soon as the bell rings, Miyu Momono hits Houzan with a German suplex. Not only that, so that's one of her signature moves, and that's basically a finisher. She has won matches with that. Not only that, she broke up her pin at 2, and then she just stared at Houzan.
Yes.
The best part about
before that, even like Houzan wanted a handshake from Mio, right?
Yes.
She basically turned the handshake into a German. Like she refused the handshake, but used I's like defenselessness of that pose to give her the German.
Yeah, exactly. The best part about this match is the crowd were equally stunned. They were silent pretty much the entire match. And this is the one time where it was perfect that the crowd reacted in that way. Shinkiba, completely silent. Miyu just starts slapping Houzan around the face. I thought like when I was watching, I thought that Mio was sent in there to either test or haze Houzan. I actually thought that Houzan might be leaving the promotion, to be honest, when I was watching it. I thought she was getting a massive receipt. She'd maybe fucked up in the dojo or something, because I know the Marvelous Dojo is strict. Then Houzan responds with her own crazy slaps. Mio just eats all of them. She no-sells all of the slaps. Not only that, she puts her cheek out further to encourage Ai to hit her harder. These were, by the way, shoot slaps. Like, Houzan was not, like, holding back on any of these slaps. So the fact that Mio is even no-selling this, just imagine that. When you get hit, you naturally react to it like you want to kill someone. That's just how the brain works, right? So that's what, like, gives your adrenaline and all this stuff that wrestlers can do all this crazy shit, because they're actually getting hit. For Mio to just stand there and no-sell these shoot slaps again and again is an incredible performance. I think we take for granted no-sell spots. This was, like, insane.
Yeah.
Then Mio...
And these weren't like your light rookie slaps. These weren't like your worked... As you said, they were shoot slaps, and I laid in. It wasn't like I didn't have the strength or whatever to do anything to Mio. Like, these were hard slaps, for sure.
And obviously, Mio slapped her back, like, really hard.
Yes.
And Ai's mouth was bloodied a bit. You could see that there was some blood at the top of her mouth. The crowd was still silent. So normally you get, like, claps going to, like, go, like, you know, Ai-chan, or whatever, right? No claps were getting started for Ai, because they also didn't know what they were watching, the crowd. And then Mio slaps Houzan around the face again, and then hits 2 German suplexes in a row without breaking the hold, and just won. She just won the match.
I mean, she gave her a sick-ass shoot headbutt too before that.
Yes, and then just won the match. And that's it.
Yes.
5-minute match. So then Mio got a mic. And that's kind of when I figured out it wasn't a receipt and that they were doing an angle. So first of all, I was relieved that I wasn't leaving. But this is when I started to get emotional, because I looked at Houzan and she was just sitting there and she looked fucking destroyed. Her expression... She was disheveled.
Yes.
She also didn't even want to look up at Mio Momono. She sat on the mat. So it was like she was embarrassed that she'd just been beating like that. It was an amazing sell of the 5-minute match that had just happened.
Well, I mean, her face was like, her mouth was bleeding. She was completely swollen up. She was crying. It was like legit, like, kind of horrific, like,
how can you not feel bad for her?
Like the way she sat her. Yeah. The way she sat there, just like completely beaten up, was crazy.
Like I said, as real as it gets. So then we have the promo. Okay. It's really important. So Mio just takes a mic and she's like, hey, Houzan, how do you feel right now? And then Ai-chan can barely get her words out. She's in tears. She's bawling her eyes out. She finally musters the courage. Okay. She was like, I was so desperate. I was completely consumed by it. My head went blank. This is something she's spoken about before, by the way, like blank mindingness, like just going blank when she's like in the ring, or even after the Senka match. I don't know if you remember, she said that she was so depressed and blank that she tripped on some stairs, right? Mm-hmm. So Mia then asks, are you frustrated? And Ai-chan goes, I am frustrated. Yes. And then Mio cuts a long promo afterwards. But Mio is crying halfway through the promo. And the beautiful thing about Mio's promo is that when she starts crying halfway through, she does not break the cadence of the promo. She talks as if she's not crying. It was insane to see her power through the tears, where you can literally see the real tears rolling down her cheek really fast, because there was a lot of tears, and she just wasn't changing her expression and still talking. And I, the whole time, is just selling it by sitting there and drowning in her depression and desperation. And then Mia goes, how many times have you shown the fans this frustrating version of you? Everyone can tell that you're stuck in the mud right now, Ai-chan. Houzan is stuck. Everyone knows it. A junior comes in, she gets a singles belt before you. That's Senka, who won the Sendai Girls Junior Championship just weeks before. And it's frustrating, right? But you're going to feel that frustration again and again. I have too. But I never let it end at, I'm frustrated. You told me, didn't you? You said, I don't have confidence. I've seen you sitting there smoldering, and I know all of the great things about Houzan. I know you've overcome a lot. That's why I believe in you even more than you believe in yourself. Honestly, I'm more frustrated than you are, because I'm the one who taught you. They call me a best bout maker. So what Mia means by this, because it's sort of a weird translation, she's saying that she could have a good match with Houzan whenever she wants. That's what she's saying. So she said, I can pull my junior up and have a solid good match, sure. But I also believe crushing someone can be love as well. So today, that's what I told you through this match. I want you to show me what's beyond regret. and I'm sure the fans are expecting it too. That's when the fans start cheering. Then she says, "You're a marvelous kid, and I'm sure people from all over are reaching out their hands to you. If you can notice that, the world you see will change again. For now, I truly expect you to realize your potential. Please show us an Houzan that shocks me and shocks the fans. The one who can do that isn't me, it's you." And then she walks off. So I didn't know what they were saying live, and I didn't need to. I literally started tearing up during Mio's promo, and I had no idea what she was talking about. The reason was I felt so bad for Ai, who was just sitting there. Like, she just became the biggest babyface in the scene for me from this match and the post-match promo. It was fucking crazy. And then I read the promo translation hours later, and I teared up again because it was exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was after the promo when she was crying. I was like, oh, she actually feels sorry for Houzan. That's why she did that. And then in the promo, she confirms that she just wanted to crush Ai through love, right? Marvelous has this ability to just have insane, super emotionally charged promos. I feel like it's one of the most family-like promotions out there. You can genuinely tell that they love each other, like, as a shoot. And it's why people, like, don't bother speculating about Takumi and Mio leaving Marvelous. Like, have you not wondered that? Like, two of the best wrestlers never get caught up in these discussions because they've been there since the start. They're not going anywhere, ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was the best thing I've watched in 2026. And just for that, some backstage comments, I guess, just for more. So, Mio again once said she could have had a great match with Ai once it was booked. So what Mio basically saying is that they booked the match and she thought about what match she wants to have with Houzan, and she did not want to have a standard match. She wanted to tell Houzan how she felt about her, and so she decided to do this instead. And I kind of believe that. This is why this feels real. I kind of believe that, I have a singles match with Ai booked for this Shinkiba. I kind of, I've been kind of frustrated with her because she's getting surpassed by Senka. I want to fucking show her. Like, I kind of, it's fucking Marvelous dojo. It's meant to be a strict dojo. So if you want any evidence that Mio is just more than an underdog babyface and she actually has creative instincts, this is the match you show people. Like, this is a Mio masterclass.
Absolutely.
So she said that Houzan's been doing it for 6 or 7 years and that she's been training since before her debut, but she stopped at decent professional wrestling. Sure, she's added moves. Her bumping is better. Mio says less dangerous, but she's hit a ceiling. And by the way, that's exactly what fans think too. So Mio says Ai's not working hard enough. She needs to stop saying she's frustrated and actually do something. Mio specifically says you need to be ready like you're going to die for it. That's what Mio says. Mm-hmm. Backstage, Houzan's crying, obviously. She says in 6 years, she's seen so many juniors rise up in all sorts of companies and thrive. And then she thinks, what have I done? She acknowledged that Senka and Sora feel like same generation rivals, even though she's, a few years older than them and also 6 years ahead of them in career. And she said that Senka's won a belt, and she said that Senka's incredible. So it's not like Ai's totally jealous. She recognized that Senka's awesome. She also said that they're debuting 2 more trainees in May, and that worries her as well. But she said that today made her feel like she needs to face herself more. So that's all the promos.
Yes.
And then we're still not...
It's amazing.
We're still not done. So after the show, Magenta had fucked off after the main event, and Chigusa Nagayo asks Houzan, Senka, and Sora to close out the show together. Houzan looks fucking rough. She's like hobbling out to the ring in her Marvelous tracksuit. She's got like a face mask on. She looks like she's been through fucking hell. But the crowd are cheering, and I have an emotional connection to Ai now. Like, this show made it click for me. She's my guy. The show closing was so cute. It was Senka, Ai, and Sora together in the ring, and they all have their distinct personalities, and they have a rivalry that's been like born out of like competition, but they're the future of Marvelous. And they closed out the show together, and that kind of made me tear up again when I saw them together at the end. Like 3 of them together.
Yes.
I'm just going to scream my lungs out for Ai in May, basically.
That's awesome.
I don't think there's going to be a better told story on this on the independent scene, or like all of wrestling in 2026. Like, this wasn't complicated, right? This wasn't 5D chess, where you need to suspend your disbelief to buy into it. This was real. Everything in the match, from the entrance, the match, the promo, the backstage comments, all of it real. That's what pro wrestling's about. In 5 minutes and a promo, I went from not caring about a character to tearing up and wanting her to succeed. Okay? It definitely helps that I watch this live. Okay? Completely unspoiled. I'm I think even when someone says, watch this match is so good, isn't that kind of a spoiler? Like,
Yes,
your expectations have shifted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you stop thinking you're going to get an 8 to 9 minute undercard, which is what I thought, and you start thinking you're going to get a match of the year, and that kind of skews how you're watching that performance. So
Absolutely.
For me, because of the situation I'm in, and because of the Shupro articles we read, I don't think there's anything that'll top this for me in 2026, to be honest. I think I can be confident in that.
That's sick. That's awesome. I did, I do find it interesting. On my first watch, I did write that this feels like a motivational, hazing. Like you called it a hazing earlier too, right?
Yeah.
But I did feel like it was a motivational thing. So they conveyed this also perfectly to me without me knowing anything about it in the first place. But like, yeah, it was done in a way that conveyed it to me, that it wasn't necessarily like a punishment, but more like a motivational thing. So yeah, it was just perfectly done.
Perfect professional wrestling. That's genuinely what I believe. Yeah. I'm kind of sad that people will not watch it unspoiled. I think they'll, I just think there's like there's like a magic there that's kind of lost. But I mean, what can you do? You can't watch everything live, right? And some matches just work way better live.
And I do have to say, and I don't blame you or anything.
Yeah.
But like when you sent me the link and said I should watch it, and then sent me also like a Word document with translations, I already knew something was happening.
Of course, yeah.
So, of course.
Yeah. But it's kind of like how else do I tell you that this amazing thing happened?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
don't worry about it.
Yes, no, so I do feel bad about that.
Fucking amazing.
But
and like I said, it was more amazing after after the second watch and after like I digested it all. So maybe it's not even just the live viewing, but maybe this one is even like better if you know it.
The amazing thing about this match is I feel like it's sort of like broken the different groups of like fandom in wrestling, where like everyone is appreciating it. Like I've seen people who don't normally like watch Joshi like really appreciate this and think it's awesome. People that mainly watch like AEW and WWE, they want to seek this match out because they've heard about it. That is like the really awesome thing about it. And I think your comment kind of spurred it on when you mentioned it in like a match of the year thread, that other people have started to seek it out. So yeah, that's why we talk about these things. So because we want to spread when something awesome happens on the indie scene.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, the only other thing on this card, I guess some interesting things, Sareee-ISM and Takumi Iroha faced each other. So I've mentioned the April 2025 match a bunch of times where Sora got beat the fuck up by Takumi. They sort of started this match.
Shit, I forgot to watch it.
You just gotta watch it. Yeah, it's a great match. They initially started off the match in the same way, but then Chikusa Nagayo from the commentary desk kind of encouraged the crowd to boo Takumi, and then it got, shin kicks and all that good stuff.
It was kind of funny. They forced Takumi to take off her shin guards to like give Sora a chance,
which was funny. Did you see at the end? Funny, like Takumi showed her shins to the camera.
Oh yeah, they had
bruises,
busted. So absolutely.
I wonder if that actually accidentally happened in training and then they booked this match. Otherwise, did she shoot kick her during the match? I don't know.
I think she did a couple of rough kicks, especially on the outside when they were like, I don't even know what it was. Like, I think Takumi was like on the apron and Sora kept targeting the shins, of course. And it was like, it did look like it hurt a couple of times. Like these shin kicks, being kicked on the shin
it does hurt. I just thought they fucking work it. I didn't know it was a fucking shoot.
I mean, usually I think it's worked, but I think a couple of kicks in here were like, she kicked her in the shins so often. It's like,
one of them's got to go through.
It's gonna hurt at some point.
Another match was Titus Alexander versus Yosuke Santamaria. I thought it was a good match, but I kind of knew it was going to be good going into it anyway, because I know that Maria is a good worker. So there were some cool sequences in this. Titus is just incredible. So like, it's another thing you mentioned earlier about the Diana thing and Stardom. I don't want Titus picked up by WWE or AEW because he's awesome in Japan. But I will say it blows my mind that he hasn't been. Even if you're just going to be like an undercard, like in ring potential wise, he's one of the best US prospects in like a long time. But I've never heard him cut a promo though, so I don't know how good or bad he is there.
Yeah, I do think those two probably saw the highly emotional match backstage, and Santa Maria said to himself, I'm gonna top this. I'm gonna one up these two.
Yeah.
and I do not want to kiss Titus in this match. And I was so sad.
Which was the whole storyline, by the way, between these two.
I was in tears. Yeah. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know why Santa Maria changed his mind and why he was so mean to Titus.
I don't know if they're...
So this was highly emotional as well, of course.
I don't know if they're they, them, by the way. I have no idea about Maria's pronouns, but yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, it was a good match. Yeah. Then the main event was Echika Miyavi and Sareee versus Magenta. So this is just a continuation of a storyline where Magenta are trying to recruit Echika Miyavi, who's fucking awesome. She chopped the fuck out of Maria. Then she accidentally chopped Sareee. And then she got rolled up by Rico using the ropes when referee Tommy was looking right at it.
Yes.
Echika said that she wants to stick with Sareee. Because Magenta basically handed Echika an envelope of money to try and get her to join. And then, Echika handed it back to Magenta. And then Chigusa was just yelling, "Super babyface! Super babyface!" That's fucking Chigusa the guy.
Chigusa, by the way, managed to not ruin the Houzan.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, no, exactly. Oh god, if she spoke during that, fucking hell. Cool. All right, now I want to talk about.
Oh, my last comment is like I had a smile for it. I had a smile on her face, like at the very end of the show, like at the very close.
When they're closing the show,
finally she finally put a smile on, which made me happy.
Yeah, I mean,
and relieved in a way.
We'll talk about, well, maybe we won't do previews, so I'll just mention it just in case we run out of time, but she is facing Sareee on the next Marvelous show on Friday. So I'm really interested to see what type of match they're going to do, because they can't do the hazing thing twice in a row. I don't think they're going to do that. So I think they're going to give I a lot against Sareee, and the best thing about that match is they faced each other off in like June or July last year, and Houzan was great in that match, and I felt like that was the turning point for where I was a lot better in the second half of 2025. But even though she was better, she was still stuck lower down the card, which is like what all of this is about, right? She can try so hard and still nothing changes, so she needs to try even harder. That's like the whole storyline. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm gonna try watch that live. But there's a lot happening on Friday, including the Stardom show. So they're going head to head. So we'll see which one I pick. Cool. Mm-hmm. Are you ready to move on?
Yes.
All right.
What's next?
Next, I want to talk about SEAdLINNG, because it also had a match I love. Guys, wrestling was fucking awesome this week. So many good shit. Okay. SEAdLINNG. So that was today. So I guess if you like to watch SEAdLINNG and you don't want spoilers, then skip. It was at Shinjuku Face. The opener was they
should have some good timestamps in the description if you want to go ahead.
Yes, we are doing good timestamps now. So, well, we had good timestamps before. We had.
What does that mean?
No. Tim's timestamps
because
before,
you do them now.
Yeah, they were very good before. I didn't mean that. But no, I'm doing it like per section just in case. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so they debuted a rookie. Rana Hisaki is 24. She's from Aichi. When she came out, I was shocked. I don't know what you thought.
Yes.
But you know, like when...
I didn't think she was a rookie.
Yeah, you know when Akira Kurigane debuted, and it was like, oh, this person kind of knows what look they want to have.
Yes.
That's kind of the vibes I got with Rana. And so she faced Ryo Mizunami, but she looked nervous as shit. Like, she was taking big breaths, but I was not expecting her look to be so un-rookie-like. So I really liked that. She had, like, really good presence. Mizunami still did her machine gun chops, but I like this debut. I thought this debut was good. Like, Rana put her whole fucking body and emotions into this. She was so gassed, she could not lift Mizunami up for some moves. So
yeah, that's one spot.
Yeah. No, go for it.
No, you finish. There was just one spot that was iffy. Other than that, I was gonna say it was a very impressive debut. Obviously.
Well, why I think it was
to the one spot.
I don't even think like technically it was a great match, like as in like wrestled. Well, that's a really weird way, because it was a good match because of what Rana put into it. I thought like I loved what she did because she fought so hard. She was like, I'm just gonna fucking die in this ring. I guess, you know, this is my debut. I don't want to disappoint anyone. That's all you want from a rookie. That's what you want on their debut. You just want them to fucking go balls to the wall, even if they get gas and don't fully complete moves. Like, it was awesome. I really like this.
I thought she was a very Eric-coded wrestler.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
She started off throwing forearms, which were pretty good. really good actually. I thought her forms were good. Yeah, she was immediately like very expressive. Which is also like good, of course. She even like when they had like their shoulder block tackles, like she's a pretty big one, a pretty big woman.
Yeah.
Like tall and like built.
I think she's built because she's only like 5'5". So she's definitely just like hench, like a bit like
yeah. I mean, okay, Aniki is not the tallest.
Yeah, but no, like Honori Hana,
like she was like on Aniki's level, like
yeah.
From her body size, I feel like, which is also why she like they did these running shoulder blocks, and like Aniki bumped for her, like she won these exchanges sometimes, like, which is not always what you get in a rookie match, like the rookie being presented as more powerful than the veteran.
Yeah, so,
which I thought was
completely agree. They gave her a lot more than I was expecting. For example, she put a fucking like, what was it like a cloverleaf? No, Boston Crab on Ryu Mizunami.
She failed with the Boston Crab, and then she did a single leg, which worked. She was gassed at that point. Yeah, she lost the normal Boston Crab.
Yeah, but Mizunami was also thought, selling for it.
Yes, she did. I did think the one spot, right? So Rana actually picked Ryu up and carried her in the corner, and then like lifted her up to the top turnbuckle, and then she wanted to put her in like a fireman's carry, right? Or a torture egg or whatever. And she kind of buckled a couple of times and lost Ryo. And then Ryo didn't want to let go from the ropes because she thought, if I'm on her shoulders, I might die or whatever. Yeah. So this whole thing didn't work out because as she didn't let go from the ropes, obviously, Rana had to drop her.
Yeah.
She didn't trust Rana. Yeah. So Rana dropped her and she like fell into the ropes, and it looked like almost really, really scary. But in the end, they just dropped the spot, which was probably the best decision. But I thought like Ryu, like it looked at one point like Rana had her, and then Ryu just kept grabbing the ropes, which obviously brought Rana out of balance again, which then made the spot fail again. And that was kind of like a back and forth, which I'm not 100% sure who's at fault really, but like Ryu was probably in the right for not trusting that one.
Because she saw how gash she was.
Yes. So yeah, that's the one spot that's obviously like, but for a first match, whatever.
Like I said, I want them to be gas in their first match, okay? Because that means you fucking put everything into it. That means you care about it and being good and stuff like that. So, also, I think we've called her 3 different names, like Ryo, Mizunami, and Aniki. We've switched between all 3.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
It's
So, good start. Liked it. Now I'm just I guess I'll just recap quickly. There's a tournament going on in SEAdLINNG for like it's called the Strongest Tournament. Hiroyu Matsumoto is in it, who's the Beyond the Sea champion, and every tournament match she has to defend it. It's a really cool idea for the top of the card, which I think has been lacking in SEAdLINNG for a while. I am enjoying SEAdLINNG more than ever since I've started following it. I love the current product, especially with a new rookie now, and a match we'll talk about later, but also this tournament has been good. So, Ayame Sasamura faced Sumika Yanagawa. Ayame Sasamura is the most underrated wrestler, aside from Takumi Iroha, in the entire scene. By the way, my top 20 list of women is absolutely gonna generate some good discourse. So,
oh boy, I still haven't sent mine.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Ayame is awesome. She's hard-hitting, she's a great character, she's consistent. But this was maybe like Sumika Yanagawa's best match I've seen too. Really good shit. Ayame Sasamura wins, so she's through to the next round. And then the other tournament one was Mira Koga versus Nagisa Nozaki. It was fine. Nagisa Nozaki won, so that's okay. Now the match I want to talk about. This is the 3rd match I referenced at the start of the podcast. That blew me away. And it might have different effect on you. Like, this one isn't going to be as unifying as Saya, Starlight Kid, and the marvelous match, Houzan and Momono. Because my second favorite feud in wrestling is Honori, Hana, and VENY. Okay.
Well, can I just say real quick, if it's not, then people have just...
Okay, awesome.
No taste.
So you didn't... So, like I meant, we don't tell each other our takes before the podcast.
This match was sick, bro. Yeah, so why the fuck?
I had no idea how Tim was going to react to this, so I'm kind of happy. That's good.
Nah, this ruled hard. So every wrestling fan should love this match.
It was Honori Hana and Unagi Sayaka, who were the tag team champs, against Selene, Misora, and VENY. We've spoken about Selene, Misora. this is the match I was referring to, if you want to know about Selene Misora. She's back, she was injured, and now she's teaming with VENY again. This was apparently by personal request. She knows ball, okay? She's teamed with Sareee, she's teamed with Minami Katsu, she's teaming with VENY. She knows what she's fucking doing, okay? She wants to team up with all the fucking badass Joshi wrestlers. So good on Selene Misora. This also continued the awesome Honori, Hana, and VENY feud that began last spring, which ended up, I keep mentioning this because more people need to see that match. That match ended up with VENY having a hematoma on her forehead after a shoot headbutt from Honori in their Beyond the Sea title match. Okay? So Honori Hana then...
Honori Hana is fucking insane,
she's a fucking psycho. She's literally the biggest psychopath in the entire scene. So Honori then followed up that shoot headbutt by trying to beat VENY up in a tag match this January in Diana. So they were in just a tag match because they're booked against each other. And Honori Hana runs off to VENY, and VENY just no-sells it, turns around, whacks Honori Hana over the head with a chair, and then slams a chair into her face. I will never stop loving these two go after each other. So, yeah. Alright, the match was fucking insane. I cannot... Well, I'm going to try to describe it, but it was fucking crazy. So, first off the bell hits, and then VENY and Selene just, they go after Honori and Unagi, and VENY chucks Honori outside, and once again throws a chair at her head immediately. And you can see even Sumika Yanagawa, who's a second on ringside, she's like shocked that VENY's like shoot throwing chairs at Honori Hana. So immediately off the bell, I'm into this match. Honori Hana, I've just got random letters in my notes here, because Honori Hana just starts blasting VENY with forearms, and then VENY just bitch slaps Honori Hana around the face, spits on her, tags Selene in, gets a drink for some water, tags herself back in, and then spits the water in Honori's face. She then pushes Honori Hana into the corner, slaps her again around the face. I was like, okay, if you're a fan of VENY, you have to watch all of her matches with Honori Hana, because I think it's her best current work ongoing. And it's really gotten over Honori Hana as a psycho. Well, there's other stuff, but it's mainly the feud with VENY. So then Unagi, Sayaka, and Selene are in. Unagi is trying to be the big scary veteran that VENY was to Honori, and she's doing these elbow strikes, and the crowd aren't reacting because they've just seen VENY and Honori Hana beat the fuck out of each other. So they're like, "What are you doing, Unagi, Sayaka? Just get out the fucking ring." She's all bark and no bite. So then Honori,
I did think she tried to have a work rate match here. She
tried.
She did kind of lay in her forearms and.
But compared to VENY, Honori, though.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so then Unagi tags in Selene. So now it's the two rookies against... Okay, Honori's not a rookie, but just shut up. Okay, she's got like 3 years of experience. I'm just going to... 2.5 years. Okay, so Selene and Honori are like, okay, let's show Unagi how it's done. So Selene Misora is just slapping the fuck out of Honori Hana. This is Selene Misora's... Must be less than 15 matches. She's a rookie that she debuted in June 2025.
Crazy.
Okay? So she's learning from her tag partner, VENY, and Sareee is her idol. So people ask me why Selene's my SLG, okay? One, it's because her fucking favorites are Sareee and VENY. Hello? That says something about someone. Okay, so after she slaps Honori Hana grabs Selene's head and then shoot headbutts her.
Oh, yes.
This is... You can watch all of the tough guy, Japanese puro, indie shit you want. This is the hardest headbutt you will see. Okay?
Absolutely. Maybe the hardest since Shibata Okada, honestly. With a similar outcome too.
Yeah, so everyone knows I haven't seen that match yet because I'm saving it for something special.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
No, I already knew that happened because I know the brain thing. But no, I imagine it was similar. Selene just drops to the ground and she has to roll into the corner. And Natsuka Tayo, who runs SEAdLINNG or helps run SEAdLINNG, she's just checking on Selene Misora. Selene Misora is just face down. You can't see her face. Okay. So while she's getting checked on, Honori Hana, Unagi Sayaka, and VENY just do some spots. So they just double team VENY, blah, blah, blah. So now it's clearly Selene's time for her spot because Honori Hana is just standing there. VENY got taken out. Honori is just standing there looking at Selene in the corner. Mm-hmm. And Selene must have gotten the cue from Natsuka Tayo and be like, hey, it's your spot. Are you ready to go? Selene just rolls over slowly and then her face gets revealed and she's fucking bleeding from the forehead from the shoot headbutt. I immediately wrote down, she's fucking concussed. I don't care. If you get headbutt that hard, you are concussed.
I wrote it. Yeah, I think she's concussed.
She's 100% concussed. This 20-year-old, 15-match rookie stands up after a shoot headbutt, and she fucking slaps Honori Hana over the face and then drop kicks her. How does she even know where she is?
It was insane, man.
And then
I got goosebumps.
She's got blood dripping from her head. She tags in VENY. VENY, is about to, she sits Honori up, and she fucking starts slapping Honori Hana. I was just like, VENY just goes crazy on Honori Hana. I was like, oh shit, is VENY giving Honori a receipt because she fucked up Selene? That's kind of my thinking in the moment. And then VENY goes to Selene Misora and slaps her around the face, telling her to get in the ring. And I'm like, VENY, Selene is fucking concussed. What are you doing? At this point, I'm like, what the flying fuck have I just watched? Okay. And then VENY eventually just finishes off Honori, and that's the end of the match. But I'm like, I can't believe what I just watched. I can't believe this is the third, all-timer match. For me, this was an error-coded match. Honori and VENY are my favorite feud. Selene Misora is my rookie SLG. This was
and it played out exactly like you wish for it.
Yeah. So,
I mean, maybe not, you don't wish for anyone to
I
be
do
concussed,
not want Selene to
if she was concussed.
No.
Because, the insane thing to me is, the spots she did try to do after this, she just kind of stumbled through, right? She was, obviously not very, she didn't look like she was,
well, except the spot where she slaps Honori around the face and drop kicks her. That was,
but walking up to that, she was still really wonky and just, but then after the match, she had clear speed. She was able to walk relatively normal through the ring again. And it was
insane switch up.
Was she selling?
I have no idea.
Was she actually concussed? How is this possible? What?
Yeah.
I was so confused. I don't know.
This 20-year-old rookie, 15 matches or whatever, dripping with blood from her head, she picks up a fucking mic and challenges Honori Hana in the coldest way possible for the tag team titles. It was fucking insane, her delivery.
Yes.
Okay, I don't want anyone talking shit to me about Selene Misora. I was in on Selene Misora day one, okay? You can't jump on that bandwagon now, okay? I knew she was a fucking beast. The coldest promo you've ever seen while being shoot concussed, okay? She's looking at Honori and she's like, bitch, I want your tag titles, okay? And don't talk to me about wrestling dying if you don't watch these Joshi fucking psychos wrestle each other, okay? It was incredible. And you can't say they do it for money or fame, because they don't get money or fame. It's a mostly thankless profession on the indies. These people are doing it for the love of the fucking game. These are fucking true artists, and this was another masterpiece. I love this. So afterwards, the champs disagree, and so we're gonna have singles matches. So we're gonna have Honori versus Selene Misora next show, and Unagi versus VENY.
Mm-hmm.
So backstage, Selene said that she wants payback on Honori for splitting her head open. VENY basically said she doesn't care about the belts, but she wants to go after them for Selene. And she wants Selene to keep talking, to keep talking shit and stirring up shit because she thinks it's good for SEAdLINNG. So that's what VENY said. And Honori backstage is like, Lamau, I already cracked your head open and now you want a singles match? She's a fucking psycho. She's not sorry at all.
So funny.
She's actually working it into her pro. I would be worried, right? If I was Honori, I'd be like, fuck, did I just kill my colleague? Honori's not like that. So she worked it into her promo.
Man. I will forever regret not getting this Honori Hana shirt when I was at the
match. I was so happy. I need to wear that tomorrow. I'm wearing that tomorrow to work. I don't care.
Let's see.
Yeah.
One other spot that popped me after the match, or after the post-match was over too, when he looked at Selene, looked at her face, and just kind of combed Selene's hair over the blood. Yeah. So you're fine.
Yeah,
Sent her to the back.
VENY looked like a proud mum when she saw Selene bleed from a shoot headbutt. VENY was like, good shit. Good job. Yeah, this is must watch for any Joshi fans. If you're listening to this podcast, this is probably a must watch match.
Any wrestling fan, honestly.
Any wrestling fan. Amazing shit. Well, if you don't like shoot headbutts.
Maybe not the safety police.
Yeah. If you don't like shoot headbutts, don't watch this. Alright, cool. So that's the last of our 3 matches that were all-timers in this week. and we had to dedicate as much time to them as possible. And so the rest of the coverage might be a bit light. We're just going to go over some things quickly. I'm not going to talk too much about everything else because
I'm honestly
Go on.
like shoot behind the curtains or whatever. I am fucking. This is killing me right now.
Do you just want to?
My nose is stuffed.
Do you just want to skip?
We're gonna get through it. Nah, we can do the rest. But maybe I'm gonna be a bit more laid back.
Okay.
For the rest of this,
let me carry you home,
Tim.
Tim. I will carry you home.
I also just realized that I have no real memory of these Sendai girls matches.
Oh, easy. All right. We're going to blast through these.
I didn't watch them.
So, last thing on the Seed show, just to wrap up. The main event was Chanyuta, Makoto, and Miya Shirai versus Hiroyu Matsumoto, Mirai, and Yuki Funa. I was still buzzing from the semi-main. This was a fine match. It was a preview tag between
I didn't watch this one.
Yeah,
I didn't have time.
It was a preview tag between Matsumoto and Mio. Mio pinned Yuki Funa. Yuki Funa was good. She's progressing kind of well. So, the best part was her beating the shit out of Miya Shirai. I like that. Fuck Miya Shirai.
This happened today, so I couldn't watch the whole show yet. So
all right, Sendai girls. So I'm gonna skip to the top three because I thought they were good.
I was kind of surprised when you told me I should only watch the top 3 matches, and then I looked at the card and like every match looked kind of.
They always do in Sendai girls.
Watching to me.
Remember we've spoken about this.
Yeah, that's kind of true. And I did watch the entire card. So,
well, do you have any comments on the first two?
I didn't regret it either. I have one thought that Yuna at one point out wrestled Senka, which was kind of took me aback. She kind of like got her in a front face lock and kind of impressively turned it into like a double arm lock, and Senka was kind of like helpless from fucking Yuna, from Deer in the Headlights Yuna. Which
she was helpless from fucking Yuna? Sorry.
From Yuna's maneuvers.
Yeah.
But then she shoot pinned Yuna until she won. Senka did. So
she did indeed.
Anyway.
And I got a note on that match. I feel like Miku is improving. No? Miku Kanai. Like she did like a cartwheel dodge in this match. I don't think I've seen her do before.
I mean, we've talked about it before. She's like doing wrestling now.
Yeah, she's actually wrestling. Yeah. She's not just selling.
Like that's. I'm not saying that like in a bad way or anything, but like my favorite Miku Kanai may have been when she didn't do wrestling. When she was just a tiny blob of babyface energy who did nothing but get beat up
an
for
angry murder
18
cat.
minutes, but now she's an angry murder cat who does like German suplexes and shit. So. She's evolving for sure.
Any comments on the second match? Chi-Chi and Mika Wata versus Ryu Mizunami and Zonas?
Yeah, I found out during this match that Wrestle Universe has a 2x speed option, which I highly appreciated when Ryu Mitsunori went for her chops.
She did a new chop record, 308 chops or whatever it was.
Yes.
It was literally 5 minutes long. It was fucking insane. But whatever.
The chops are a lot better on 2x, by the way.
I can imagine. Yeah. I honestly just normally just scrub forward on the stream.
Yes.
There's only two. I do that with Mizunami chops and Darkness Revolution. The start of every match, they have a 3-minute brawl every time. It's the exact same brawl.
Yes.
And then it's like 1 minute of Ryo Seto working in a limb, which I don't mind. That's good, but it's always the same every time, so I just skip it. Right. Yep. Manami versus VENY. Good match. Liked it a lot. VENY bumped her ass off Manami.
Yes, I like this one too.
Yeah, I mean,
VENY is just brilliant.
This is just a good match, guys. Yeah, I don't know what to say. She like
one of.
Go on.
No, you go.
I was gonna say she took a code breaker and then jumped like 15 feet in the air. It was awesome.
Yeah. One of my favorite matches. One of my favorite things to watch out for in Manami matches now is to watch her do a stupid fucking taunt or whatever and waste time and get fucked for
VENY
it.
kicked her in the fucking back this time. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
So VENY
Manami thought like she was safe. That was on the outside and VENY just kicked her in the back of the head and then went for her moonsault to the outside. It was such a sick spot.
VENY picked up the win with a flash pin as well, so they're protecting Manami. I mean, I was just kind of surprised at how much VENY was bumping and how she won, but anyway, interesting.
I loved that pin though.
Yeah, it was sick.
I loved the VENY. I don't know if that's a signature pin or whatever, but
I've never seen it.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Then we had Miyuki Takase versus Chihiro Hashimoto in a singles match. The only note here is I've already said it before during like the Sareee review or whatever. Like Hashimoto's grappling is like one of a kind. It's so fast, looks so smooth.
This was fucking insane.
I love the. It's awesome. Go on.
She made Miyuki look like a fucking rookie in this match for the first
did.
like 5 minutes or whatever.
Takase was fucking confused at what was happening. Like she just,
yes.
like Hashimoto was just all over her, and Takase was like, "Wait, what? What's going on?" It was awesome. I think Hashimoto is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. So yeah, not just wrestler, like also technical, like everything. She's just so well rounded.
Yeah.
I thought this was a good match. Like, there was an insane spot where Hashimoto like deadlifted Takase up into a powerbomb to like break the arm. That was a deadlift. That was insane.
She's just insane. She's a perfect wrestler in a way.
And then insane German suplex from Hashimoto. Takase landed on her head, and then last ride for the win. Another great match.
Yes.
And then the main event, we had Dash Chisako and Hiroyu Matsumoto versus Bob Momo Banana. This was a tag title team match, and it was almost a year to the day that Mio got injured in a match against Red Energy, and Yurika had to carry the whole match, and they lost the titles on that day. So. And also, Matsumoto had just won the Oz Academy title from Sareee-ISM hours before this match in the same venue. So,
yeah, I thought that. I looked at the dates and I thought that was the same. She had 2 title matches on the same day. That's crazy.
Matsumoto's on a tear right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not going to go through the match, even though I had some notes, I guess. It's not that interesting. It was a good match. Yurika.
Yeah, it was kind of like if you think of what this match would look like if you know both these teams, it was kind of exactly that.
Exactly. So Bob Momo Banana retained, and in the post-match, Yurika Oka is a fucking comedian, okay? She was like cracking up the entire audience with her promo. She's only 22, by the way. I think she's also a bit underrated. Like, I feel like people don't talk about Yurika Oka. She's a great wrestler. She's also a great promo. She's basically like taunting Chihiro Hashimoto. She called out Chihiro Hashimoto because she wants to face her in a singles match. And then she was like, hey, we fought a ton with these tag belts on the line, right? But we've never had a singles match in the ring, have we? You call me a lump of hard work. You call me serious. You call me clumsy. You call me kind of chubby. And that's like, the crowd's just cracking up during this. But your body is built from effort and mine's just built from eating too much. But none of that matters. Please wrestle me in a singles match. So her delivery made that sound way better than I did it. The whole crowd cracking up. And that's going to happen on 22nd of March.
I have to mention one spot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was when Mio and Yurika were both going to the top rope, and I think, Dash was laying on the mat, right? And then Yurika jumps off to do like a frog splash, and Dash blocked it with her feet, like not just her knees. She put both feet in the end. It looked like
you're in my brain. I was like,
Yurika,
he's going to talk about that spot, isn't he? And it was the exact same spot. Yeah, go on.
It looked like Yurika fucking died from this.
No, wait,
and Mio saw all that. Was Mio going first?
Oh, are you talking about when like Mio jumped in the air because Dash Chisako's legs were up?
I'm talking about when both were on the top rope.
Okay.
And I think Yurika jumped first.
Maybe, yeah. I missed the Yurika.
And she fucking died from this block from Dash. And Mio watched all it. Mio saw Yurika just eat shit. And she just jumped anyway, and the exact same thing happened to her too, and it was so fucking funny. Like, why do you also jump?
Okay.
After your friend just ate shit on that.
That's perfect.
I don't know.
You've covered that side of
so
it,
fucking
how
funny.
fucking dumb they are, because that's part of their gimmick. The part of it,
absolutely. That's
for me, it's the same spot, but a different thing. I thought that Mio is one of the best because the way she's sold, so when she bounces up in the air off of Chisako's block, the whole crowd goes, ooh, because they know that must have hurt because she like bumped so high in the air. And Mio was first selling normally, and then as soon as she heard the crowd's reaction, she started putting a little mustard on that. She was like screaming, and it's because she heard the crowd. And she was like, oh, I better fucking sell the hell out of this. It was so good.
Yeah, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, great spot. Oz Academy on the 8th of February. Not going to go through the undercard. Oh, I guess Rin is on the card now.
You already spoiled it anyway.
Oh, yeah, we did. So, anyway. Rin Kadokura, who came back for Marvelous a few weeks ago, she's on her retirement road. We spoke about that last week, 5th of May, Yokohama Buntai.
Yes.
She's still very good, despite her 3-year break. She had a match against Yuki Funa. This was meant to be against Misa Kagura, but Misa is out injured. So, so that's why Yuki Funa subbed in instead. This was a great performance from Yuki Funa, to be honest.
I was gonna say, I was
great.
really impressed by Yuki Funa here.
So if you're a Yuki Funa fan, this is probably her best match, to be honest. She looked way more convincing now than she did like last summer. She was like slapping Rina around the face after the match as well. Really good shit from Yuki Funa.
Yeah, I was like, is this the Yuki Funa?
Yeah, I know.
Is that Yuki Funa?
It was
I remember great. Because it's not the same wrestler, man. She had so much fire in this one, awesome. and just she so defiant and everything. Yeah, it was great. Really liked her.
Then I'm gonna have to talk about this Ozaki match. So Kakeru and Mayumi Ozaki face Ryo Mizunami and
we don't really
and Zonez. Yeah, no, I actually don't want to. So all I want to mention is Oz Academy has a gimmick where Ozaki is allowed to do whatever the fuck she wants. And it's really cool live, but it's, for me, I can't get into it. Cause if you're like watching with like any sort of like thought behind it, it kind of just doesn't make sense that the referee just lets her do whatever she wants. Well, it's cause it's her promotion. I guess that's part of the storyline. But anyway, if you're there live, you're definitely like cheering and clapping like a seal cause, you know, it's fucking awesome seeing them do their shit. But, anyway, that was that. And, Kakeru got pinned by Zonez, so that I think that sets up a tag title match later.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. I thought Kakeru pinned Zonez.
That's what I just said. Oh, sorry, did I say gets pinned?
Yes.
No, Kakeru pinned Zonez is what I meant to say.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that sets up a tag title match, okay. Yeah. And right, then we had the Pioneer title is a 3-way title in Oz Academy. It got vacated when Sonoka Kato retired, so now they're doing like a little tournament. 3 matches, and then the 3 winners go into the final and have a match at Croken Hall on April 26th. And so this was a really Tim-coded match, by the way. Did you watch this?
Absolutely.
It was the most, I can't believe how Tim-coded this match was. It was like your 3 favorites in the ring. It was hilarious because Jaguar was just like breaking up pins again and again. She was doing fuck all except annoying the other 2 by breaking up pins. It was really fun. Yeah.
I mean, she did a couple of sick things too. Yeah. Like she threw bombs with Rina in the opening. I thought like, what the hell is going on? I thought like Rina ran into her like she wasn't 63 years old. I was like, what are you doing? This woman is so, but she's so resilient. She did her senton off the apron and then her flip thing in the ring too. So she's still going wild. Jaguar is just,
she the best.
Yeah.
Then, so Rina Yamashita won, and so she's the second entrant. The first one was Ryo Mizunami in the show in January. So it's Ryo Mizunami, Rina Yamashita, and then X. So for X, it's going to be Rin, who we spoke about earlier, versus 2 X's on the 8th of March, and then we'll find out who those are. So,
all right.
Then, in the main event, we had Hiroyu Matsumoto versus Sareee Ano for the openweight title. So Sareee Ano dropped the title because she's a Stardom wrestler and she's kind of, she's kind of well protected, I guess, in Oz Academy. This had all the, I mean, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying like heel stuff bad, but they put all of the gimmicks, I guess, that they could. Sekigun was basically able to do whatever they want because Sareee Ano is part of the heel faction. And I know it's just how you do it in Oz Academy, but I know, Tim, you liked it, didn't you?
I thought this worked, yeah. I just thought it was like one of those House of Torture matches,
yes.
Like one of those rare ones 2 times a year, whatever, when it really works, when it really puts the babyface over big, because Hiroyu just like fought through all these like adversaries. At one point, she had her friends come in and fight them off too.
That was good, yeah.
Which was also good, like the typical like the Avengers trope or whatever. Yeah. some people want to call it derogatorily, but no, I thought it worked really well for putting Hiroyu over as this huge massive babyface, overcoming all the odds in this one. And she kicked out of like a couple of potato rings, which is usually like,
yeah, for sure. I was surprised.
A pretty protected move. And
well, Raka kicked out of one on the corridor.
I mean, yeah. maybe it's not that protected anymore. I don't know. But I thought this finishing stretch was really good in the end too. Like there was a fucking lariat from Hiroyu. Like, of course, Saori is one of the sickest bumpers for lariats anywhere. And she took a neck bump for this lariat. I thought she was fucking dead. But Hirori threw her on her neck like 2 times after that as well, with like just back suplexes and stuff. And like this Unagi type, thing. Like, I don't know how Sareee survived any of this. She landed on her neck in this match more than
you
probably should in your lifetime.
Matsumoto is on a fucking tear. Okay. She's just wrestling every match as stiff as she can. Like the loudest sounding lariats you've ever heard. The fucking powerbomb was disgusting, and then she hit the backdrop suplex, dropping Sareee on her neck. Matsumoto is a sicko in 2026. I know she's been a sicko before, but I haven't seen her this fucking savage, I guess is the word to put it. So she's the new Oz Academy champion. That also means she's a double champ in Oz Academy because she also holds the tag team belts with Zones. So there you go. In the post-match, Akino and Mayumi Izaki want the title, and they'll resolve it on the next show, I'm guessing. So that's all. And then another storyline thread is Izaki wants Unagi Sayaka to join Sekigun. Don't know why she'd want that. Unagi Sayaka said she's still thinking about it. And then Izaki is like, okay, let's just team up on the next show against your current unit, Phantom Limit. I guess she makes up the rules, so they're doing that.
All right.
Evo. Just the main event here, I guess. It was Chi-Chi and Chihiro Hashimoto versus Hiroyo Matsumoto again and Zones. And this match was great. This match is like your classic like Joshi indie main event, like over 20 minutes of like hard hitting action. Hashimoto and
Did I not watch this?
I mean, I didn't recommend it because I don't think it's like, it's not must watch. It was a great match, but
yeah, but I saw it happen and I thought I would check it out, but I can't even remember if I actually did.
Yeah, no, it was.
My brain is smushed right now.
Yeah, it was a great match. So yeah, and also guess who got pinned?
Zones?
Well, 50-50. So yeah, it was between Chi-Chi and Zones to get pinned, right? Because they're not going to pin Hashimoto or Matsumoto, who are like world champions. It was Chi-Chi. They picked Chi-Chi to get pinned by Matsumoto, and you know, why not? And then Chi-Chi and Hashimoto, they have a singles match on the next show, which should be awesome. So that's sometime in March. Ice Ribbon. So some news. So that they had a show on the 8th of February at Tokyo Square. Hikaru Minami is back. She was an Emi Sakura student, but she was also part of the Venus group that we keep talking about, that Yuka returned through. So you can see that the Venus pipeline is fucking real, okay? Because also Actress Girl's got some new talent out of it, which is Marino Nishimura, who got hazed by Natsuki in that thing we reviewed. So that Venus Theater group did some fucking work. That was good. I've seen one Hikaru Minami match, and that was on the Venus show on the 4th of January. I will say she looked good, but I haven't seen any of her historical stuff because she retired a bunch of times. So yeah, I think her last like major run was in 2012, but she had like a short stint in 2023, I believe, or 2022. So Rhythm is appearing in Ice Ribbon, like, so she had an appearance on that. So Rhythm left JTOO and is now a freelancer, or she's going to be a freelancer next month or something. I don't know the exact timeline, but now she's appearing in Ice Ribbon. Mm-hmm. So she's following like Misakaga and Tsumika Yanagawa, who also left JTOO and started having more appearances in Ice Ribbon. The main event was Kaho Matsushita and Minami Katsu versus Kararu Wakana and Tsumika Yanagawa. Good match. Had a lot of fun. Katsu and Kaho are now an official tag team. So Minami Katsu is cheating on Misakaga. Let's ignore the fact that Misakaga has tag teams across the entire scene and is in multiple units in multiple promotions. They're doing a tournament on the 12th of April, which is called the Kazuna Tournament for the 4th time. Basically, a senior has to pair with a junior, and a junior is defined as debuting after Kaho Matsushita, and a senior is 2020 debut or earlier. The rules are, if a junior asks a senior, the senior is only allowed to refuse the offer once, or otherwise they have to accept on the second try. If a senior asks a junior, the junior can reject as many times as they want. So after the main event, Tsukina Umino, who's the Fantastic Ice champion, wants to team with Yuka, who is a senior. And Kararu Wakana jumped in and asked Yuka too. And if you remember, they had like a feud where Yuka shit-talked Kararu and upset her ahead of the Korakuen Hall Ribbon Mania. So Yuka pinned Umino on the recent dojo show. So Yuka really wants the white belt, Umino's white belt. So Yuka pretended to accept Umino's offer, but swerved her and accepted Kararu's offer. Yuka's character is like a fucking psycho character. She is happy making people unhappy. It's like she's almost taking over Minami Katsu, who's now like a happy babyface because Misakaga turned her. And now Yuka is like the psycho, like causing trouble in Ice Ribbon. So it's awesome. I love Yuka.
Okay.
Diana, then that's the last of the indie zone. So Anna, the rookie I keep saying that doesn't know how to sell, I think she's getting better. She was the most green rookie in the scene. She only had like nice elbow strikes and a nice drop kick. Seems like she's rounding out her basic offense. I kind of like it. It's kind of nice. So we'll see where that goes. Tim. Debbie Keitel versus Shan Shan.
Oh, wasn't that the bad news?
I have some terrible news to break to people. Shan Shan got legit injured during this match. For real. Looks like her left knee. The match had to be stopped after the initial grappling.
Oh, not the knee.
It was the knee. So the injury looked fucking horrific. I screamed when I watched it back. Not literally. I was just like, I just gasped. So Debbie was working over Shan Shan's arm, right? So they're doing like, just normal grappling. And they're standing up and she has Shan Shan's arm in arm control. And she's doing the thing where you take the arm and then you do like a flat back bump to sort of force your opponent to the ground. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. While holding their arm, you do a back bump. Unfortunately, Shan Shan's left leg is directly under Debbie when she falls to her back. So Debbie basically falls on top of Shan Shan's left leg and it bends the wrong way.
Oh no.
So at first, it looks like one of those broken leg injuries. That's what I thought when I saw it. But then afterwards, I saw Shan Shan like bend her leg a little bit, like from the knee joint. And then I was like, maybe she just got lucky and it was a sprain. She was carried out afterwards, so she wasn't allowed to walk in it. But I'm hoping it's not a broken leg because that's, I mean, that shit changes you forever, right? If you have a broken leg. So I'm super sad.
I honestly, I kind of fear torn ACLs and stuff a bit more than a broken bone, actually.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
I feel like broken bones, people can come back quicker and better sometimes. I feel like I'm not an expert on these things, but ACLs are even worse. When you said knee, I immediately assumed like torn.
Oh, ligament. Yeah, no.
MCL, ACL, ligament, whatever. That's
it didn't look
really
like it, but obviously I'm not a doctor either, and I don't think I've seen any diagnosis yet. Man. So let's see.
That fucking sucks.
The main event, it wasn't Moran's best day at the office. she had an octopus stretch on Rina Abakura, and Umasaki had to help Moran get the octopus stretch on. I don't think it was a bit. I think she was just like struggling because Rina Abakura is so big. She was like helping her get on. But she got back into the match, and once she gets going, she's really fun to watch. She was like pinging everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how Moran progresses and see if she like stays in that Misora level, or if she like stays as like an undercard wrestler, which isn't bad. Like Misora is just not going to be a red belt wrestler, unfortunately. That's just the level she's at. I want to see if like Moran like kind of breaks through that. So let's see. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll be honest, I want to skip to match of the week. So there are some like previews with Marigold, but it's just a Shinjuku face show. I don't think there's anything big on that either. I mean, wait, let me check quickly. I guess the tournament continues. So there's a 3D Trios tournament. So we already spoken about.
I thought that ended already.
No, Tommy got pinned.
Wasn't it the finals on the last?
No, Tommy got pinned. So she got knocked out. So now it's semi-finals. So it's Mayu's group, which is Komomo and Victoria Yuzuki, against Darkness Revolution. That's on the 13th at Shinjuku face. And then we've got Erina, Yamanaka, Mai Sakurai, and Natsumi Shizuki versus Sareee, Shoko, Koshino, and Yuka, and that's on the 15th. So that's an update on the 3D Trios tournament. And TGPW, the main thing there is a Korakuen Hall. So I just wanted to, so just the big matches.
That maybe we should talk about.
Yes. Opener, Ren Kanatsu, and I think it's verse. Oh fuck! I fucked up my notes, but I hope it's.
I mean, we don't need to go through everything. It's just the main thing is that it's the finals of the tag team tournament.
So the top three matches. So Ajo Kong versus Mahiro Kiryu. I think that's for the DDT Iron Man heavyweight.
What the hell?
So it's gonna be. You know what that's gonna be like. Mirai versus Toga for the International Princess title. Cool.
Oh, that's on this show.
Yep.
Okay.
That's going to be very interesting because Toga's like spoken about how she wants to like change her offense a bit, and Mirai is like a hard hitting wrestler. So I'm really interested to see what Toga brings out. And then the main event is the final of the Max Heart Tag Team Tournament, and it's Mizuki and Uta Takami, which is Digimon, against Uber Eats, Wakana Yuhara and Yuki Kamifuku. So I'm just hoping Digimon win. To be honest, I'm really cheering.
Who do you got? Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon for sure, 100%.
Yes.
The only thing from the INZIE ZONE previews, I guess I just want to mention again, Sareee versus Houzan on the 13th of February. So if what we said earlier interested you, then you need to watch this match too. So that's the main thing to watch out on that show. Bob and Momo Banana are against Shinsaku Hirota and Maria, Yosuke Centurions. Who the fuck knows? Whatever. It's Momono's anniversary. I just remembered. So she's doing double duty. So she's got that comedy match I just mentioned, and she's also in the main event, teaming with Rin and Aroha versus Chikai Nagashima, Mika Wata, and Tomoko Watanabe, who's like Kaoru Ito's best friend or whatever. So there you go.
Okay, that's cool.
That's it. Oh yeah, Shan-Chan, she's going to be pulled from that card on the 11th on Diana, so no way. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to review the Wave Korakuen next week as well, which had the Itsuki and Kao Kobayashi Wave title match, so that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
And Honoka and Sareee as well.
Awesome.
Match of the week.
Oh, Honoka and Sareee, yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, we already know, so this is like...
Which one is it? Yeah, I mean, yours is obvious. Yeah. Mine is... I don't know.
Which of the three are you going to pick?
I wanna put, I would put the STARDOM one and the Marvelous a bit above the SEAdLINNG one, but I don't know if I can really pick out of those two. I mean, you got the Marvelous one for sure, right? I don't know. I had both of my mind for days, like equally. I really can't pick. I don't.
The Sai Kamitani.
They are so different.
They're very different.
There's such different matches to judge. They're like apples and oranges. Like what made them great, and like the whole thing, everything is just like completely like just completely different cases of great matches. So I can't really tell which one they're both probably 5 stars for me. So
how fucking spoiled are we? 2 months into the year.
It's insane.
Miyu, Suzumi.
This week was insane.
Yeah, Miyu and Suzumi, the Wrestle Kingdom matches. And then we got these 3 in 1 week. Guys, watch these matches, please.
And if you just think back to it at like, just things like Misora and Husky and stuff like that happened too. It's just incredible matches in between, like on these small shows. I don't know.
Wrestling
really
is
good. Rina and fucking Konami was there. Yeah.
Wrestling's popping off.
Sareee and Mirai. Yeah, it was a lot of good things. I still need to watch Mirai and Hiroyo Hashimoto, by the way.
Oh,
please remind me of
the longer I think about it, the better that match gets. Because when I watched it, I was in my hotel and we were like in Nara all day, and I was also ill, right? And and I haven't rewatched it, but I still think about that match and how hard Matsumoto was hitting. I was like, fuck, she wants to prove a point. So
that's a sign of a good match.
Yeah, exactly. Very good match. Right, well, thank you guys.
Are we at the end?
We're at the end.
We should.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, thank you guys. I hope my audio wasn't too bad, with all my sniffling and shit going on inside my head. I'm very congested now. Something happened to me like after the start of review where like my head is just like swell up.
I mean, you just kept going though. You were a fucking tank.
Yeah, I mean, I love talking about all these matches, man. It's such a fucking great hobby, and it's so good, and this week especially was crazy. Like, of all the weeks to get sick in, it's this one, of course, but I think we did well.
I'm not sure another week will top this one in terms of like all-timer matches in 1 week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
What were you
going to say?
Well, I don't even know. Do you?
You okay? You having a stroke?
I was gonna say, what do you think happens on New Japan tomorrow? But I actually
why the fuck would you ask me that?
I don't know. I'm kind of. I think I'm dipping back in. I haven't watched New Japan.
I will say, New Japan is good right now. I really liked the Korakuen Hall on the 2nd of February. The top 3 matches just got me. I mean, Zack and Yoshihashi was sick. Hartley Jackson and Bolton Oleg just being fucking dumb jocks was good. And even Goto and Oiwa I really enjoyed. Okay. So New Japan is just good right now. So I don't blame you for getting back into it. I'm kind of back into it. So I'll definitely be watching at least the top of the card. I'm into a lot of matches, like Gabe and Andrade. That sounds fucking cool. Who's the knockout? Oh, Knockout Brothers and Shota and Yuya or Uemura. That's going to be a sick match.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen in that title match. I'm assuming Tsuji just beats Jay Clay, but who the fuck knows?
Did you hear what just happened to my stomach?
No, I didn't hear anything. So
I hope the mic didn't pick that up. That was demonic.
I also had a stomach rumble during the podcast, so maybe it's an Easter egg if you guys hear it.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
So yeah, give us a good rating, 5 stars or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever.
2 thumbs up. We also on the network with Keeping It Strong Style, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, One Nation Radio, Tunnel Talk, All Things Elite, IMS, AW Adventure, and Wrestling Art Crystings, and the AW Match Guide. All right. See you next week. Hope you come back.
Love you guys. Bye.
Glad that you made it this far.
Yeah.
Bye. Love you guys.